Worms have found a way. Or Rally War. Rally War. Kill's getting cleaved. Who's going to win this? Is Draza getting back up? No, it's going to be Kill getting back up. And Misha falls down in all of that cleave. And I think this actually might be the end of this game here. Okay. So actually we have a pretty big game in the first round here. We have Zintrex's team versus Riken's team here as well, which is Team Corsair. Team must do it for Nezio. Apparently, yeah, we have Zeolith, Riken, Skiddo, Vague as well, guys, and Krog. Some legendary players on this team. So honestly, I think we'll just chill out in this game. This is a good place to start. You know, we'll have a little bit of a look around the tournament as well. You're going to see some of the usual faces here. You absolutely are, guys. You've got the Chloe team there, Cole team as well, of course, is in the mix. Person of Interest, okay, Master of Disaster in the mix too. A lot of stuff going on here. And a Caspi team as well. So, a lot of teams, actually. Of course, there'll probably be a couple kind of hiding in there as well somewhere that we haven't entirely detected just yet. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But what is the setup here for the blue team? We have this Daredevil here. And then it's a double Vindicator. It's DPS Vindicator as well, as you can see here, utilizing the Spear with Mace Shield with the Tyrant Amulet with Rune of the Lynx and Relic of Rivers. We saw this Retribution build pop up on the Herald that Aziz was running, I believe, but now it's being played on the Vindicator instead. So very interesting to see how that's going to play out. We have a double Vindicator as well, by the way. It's Vague and Riken both playing it alongside the Support Chrono. Support Chronos have now started to pick up the Spear, by the way. We saw the Spear innovation start to pop up in the team games, like the 2v2 and 3v3. It turns out that even on Avatar Amulet, Spear pumps on Chrono. So it really allows you to have a little bit of damage contribution and CC while also still being a support. It has some defensive value with the evasion and so on. Has a bit of mobility with the leap on the stun ability on 5, and it does a lot of damage, a surprising amount of damage. And of course, guys, we've got Spellbreaker, okay? It's the Heretic Amulet. It's the Bunker Spellbreaker. We know this build. We've seen this build. On the blue team, or the red team rather, we have Zintrex, we have Hanya, we have Sybil Valhall, Azadome, and Neck over here with the Necromancer, unsurprisingly. Bit of a thematic name there, I suppose. But anyway, so far, blue team picking up a kill over there on far, and I'm curious to see what their actual game plan is, of course. It's going to be interesting to see if these Vindicators are going to be playing these 1v1s. Or if they're going to be in these team fights. Because, of course, Vindicator, definitely an interesting build. You've got some support on that as well, alongside of all the damage, all the healing, and all the boon output of this build. There, you're running the boon dodge, right? Yeah, the Imperial Impact. Very, very nerfed. Basically got gutted in all game modes, actually, basically because of PvP. The boon extension effect got removed because of how dominant, how much this was obliterating PvP. But so far, blue team kind of having their own way here. They are indeed utilizing these Vindicators to kind of be additional side noders, right? We almost have 3 duelists here, with Vague being positioned here on the waterfall to try and contest this node. We have the Spellbreaker alongside Riken here on middle, and there's nothing actually pressuring this node over here, so blue team just ticking away at the start of this game. And this is going to be a bit of a theme of this tournament, I think. I'm curious how this is actually going to go down, because of course we are in a bit of a slower meta right now. We absolutely are. Like the Tyrant and Heretic Amulets being played here, those new amulets being brought into the mix, kind of some tanky Condi and healing kind of bunker-style amulet being brought into the mix. And, well, as you can see, it's easier said than done for red team to actually secure kills here onto the blue team. And, of course, this might be a little bit of a mismatch here, like blue team. Definitely some of the very competitive players right now, but red team is certainly no slouch either, actually, in terms of how well they should be performing in this game. But they are not able to find a vulnerability in the defenses of the blue team whatsoever right now. And this is what the thing, right? Like, because of how strong and how survivable a lot of builds are right now, these Heralds, these Vindicators, and of course the Support Chronomancer and the Spellbreaker, like, it can be difficult to actually dislodge your opponent, right? And, you know, conversely, that means once you have control of a node, you almost have, like, uncontested point gain for a significant amount of time. Now, red team is making a push over here towards the quarry. The Thief, of course, not going to be able to hold that on their own. But they do want to go for the contest, though. The support Chronomancer is here. Vindicator, I believe, from Riken rotating in at the same time. Should be able to contest this, I believe, and kind of keep that neutral. Yeah, they absolutely are. Now, Warrior from the red team off respawn. Looks like Vague is going to... Yeah, Vague is going to be intercepting that. Meanwhile, Krog and Zintrax having the most exciting 1v1 in the entire world. Here on middle, this will absolutely change nothing until another player interferes there. Now, the Necromancer is something that the red team can utilize here. This is going to give them a lot of damage in the team fights, but again, this is a very interesting strategy being played by blue here for this reason, because in a lot of ways, Necromancer's value is going to be minimized a lot by how the blue team is playing this. Necro wants to be in these larger fights, and blue team is simply not going to allow that to happen. Like, they don't really want to fight big. You can see that they're consistently spread amongst all three nodes right now. Over here on the waterfall, and of course on middle node, and on the quarry. Now they've got control of two nodes as well. They can honestly just leave the warriors here. The warriors might actually get fairly consistently ignored here, because it simply takes too long to kill them. Especially on a larger node like this. It's not going to be easy to actually force the issue there whatsoever. Azadome is eliminated over here. We actually do have an Axe Thief being played here, by the way, by Underdog's God, Zeolith. I don't think Azadome's playing Axe. He actually is. Yeah, he is playing Axe as well, like this Axe build. But yeah, this is a build that we did see start to pop up, I believe, in... it's a bit of a ranked demon, actually, but it was played in some of the last tournaments, too, actually, kind of popping up there. It does a kind of bizarre amount of damage. I always get baited by this when I'm playing against this build, because you don't expect these very small axes with relatively small animations to one-shot you, but trust me, they absolutely will. If you get hit by those axes, it's over for you, pretty much. You've got to watch out for those. And yes, this by the way, awesomeness, good eye, this is actually a new bug. It didn't used to be like this, but recently, I don't know when, I'd have to go back and check VODs, spectators now actually get underlaid under the team UI in ATs. This is actually a new bug, by the way. It's not, didn't used to happen. But now it does. A little bit unfortunate there, but that's how it goes. But yeah, so far, blue team just completely obliterating the red team. They have not gained a single point so far. I don't think they've even gained a single kill either. Well, of course they haven't. They're on 0 points, but I don't think they've even generated a down state. So they really have not been able to find any ground in this game. And the thing is, I'm not totally convinced that they will be able to either. Maybe the blue thief under a little bit of pressure, but still has Dagger Storm and Roll for Initiative available. Also has the support of the Chronomancer as well. So blue team just kind of dominating here. I think this game is all but over. Let's go check out some of the other matches that's going on here. We each have a pretty close game. Let's go into this close game here as well. It's a pretty brutal stomp there. Yeah, that's a rough start. But let's take a look at this game instead. Here we go on the red team. We have a Scourge, support Scourge actually. Virtuoso, Dragon Hunter, Chronomancer, and a Reaper going up against the Dragon Hunter, the Druid, double Willbender. And then we have a support Chronomancer here on the blue team. And the blue team, actually, right as I join the match, they pick up 3 kills, eliminating the Reaper, the Dragon Hunter, and the Virtuoso. Looks like the Chronomancer might be next on the list as well. The Scourge and the Chrono, they are a double support, but that's not going to save you from the aggression of the blue team when they've got that double Willbender running a train over that. A huge amount of DPS there. Wait, is it Worms versus 55? Is it actually? Wait, what is this? Oh, it actually is. Wow, dude, this is one hell of a first round. Okay, let's leap into this. We have a really interesting setup here. Wait, what the heck? Wait, what is this? We have a remarkable composition being played here. We have Boyce on Condition Herald, I believe. Yeah, the Tyrant Amulet. Then we have Frey on Support Chrono #1. We have Draza on DPS Chrono here, actually, utilizing that Mesmer Spear. Playing Inspiration, I think, right? Yeah, no, Chaos Illusions and Chronomancer with Signet of Inspiration for the boon duration increase and Well of Precognition for the AoE stability, Aegis, and stun break. And then Misha on... Is this a set... Wait, this is also a DPS Chrono, but it's with Rifle as well. This is such a remarkably interesting build. It's Spear Rifle Chrono. but with DPS attached to it. This is a very unusual setup here that we see. I've never seen anything like this before. So we have the triple rifle chrono, I believe, coming to the mix. And then, of course, Syndrina on the Deadeye. And look, guys, it's clearly working. They've cooked something here because they're up against French Worms here, guys. They're up against Worms. This is going to be Goku, as of course, Kill. And Tak is actually a Spree's ult account, guys. Tak is back, as we say here. And this is actually a very weird matchup. I don't know what's happening, but Red Team 55, they are absolutely winning. And look, I think the thing is that they're just utilizing this Mesmer Spear. The DPS of this Mesmer Spear is absolutely insane. It really is. There's a reason why it's being played on support right now. Some pretty crazy cooks coming through right now from the Red Team. And so far, just kind of completely crushing Spellbreaker in this 1v1 over here into a Mesmer on the other side. Draza kind of holding his own in this matchup there as well. Of course, this Warrior actually having a little bit of difficulty versus the Mesmer, in fact, in the 1v1. Being driven away there from the node. Boyce now getting into the mix there with this, I think it's the Tyrant Amulet, right? Yeah, Tyrant Amulet Rev being played here. It's a Condition Revenant. Corruption and Retribution. And of course, the mind, the mind is everything. Syndrina, he's here. On the Deadeye. And Misha, ready to pump. But what are the Worms going to do, guys? The Worms have been shut down. Their usual Worm composition has failed. 55 have clearly cooked up the answer to these Spellbreakers. The double Spellbreaker setup for Worms is not working here. It has been countered by the Chronomancers. You know, why ever play double Spellbreaker when you can play triple Chronomancer? Draza, though, getting Pain Train down. All of the Time Warps and feedbacks going down, covering the screen in purple. Draza eventually falls, and 55 are going to have to retreat. Misha in a little bit of trouble. And Worms, they're going to want to double this. They're going to want to go for another kill. Red team got a capture point. Can they do that, though? It's easier said than done. Time Warp available and the healing well. I think Misha is still probably a little bit done for here. The chase from the Worms, very impressive. Finishing off Misha. And that leaves Frey in an awkward spot, too, actually, on the support. Has to be a little bit careful here. Oh, he's going to get pulled back in there by the Spellbreaker. There's a portal available. Can he get to the portal? Yes, he can. Very nice there, utilizing those extra rifles on these DPS Mesmers to save their support. Now, let's see if Worms can actually take this into a bit of an advantage. The thing is, they didn't really get a node off that. They did get 2 kills, and they were able to, of course, secure the waterfall, but that's not enough. Now they've got to try and get a little bit more. So far, they're going for Boyce. The Herald healing skill has been used, but can they follow up? Looking like the answer to that is actually no right now. Boyce has escaped, utilizing the impossible odds mobility to run away in fear from the opponent's attack. Has been eliminated. That thief is already dead over there. And this is going to give an outnumber in favor of 55 yet again. Looks like Kill is about to fall. There's just so much damage here, right? So much DPS coming through from the Red Team here. This is kind of one of the really interesting things actually about PvP right now, is that, like, people do often fall into what is like the meta, right? So in other words, people go, oh yeah, it's bunker meta, right? Oh yeah, it's like full bunker, it's full tank. But the thing is that, of course, you have to wait for the inertia of the metagame, right? Because, like, when a new meta develops, people will then try to counter it, right? And that appears to be what 55 have done here. Because, of course, this new spear from Mesmer, it is blasting, guys. It is absolutely blasting. It really is. But, yeah, so far, Worms getting completely obliterated in round 1. They're going to have to actually come up with something to kind of interact with this Chronomancer build by the time they actually get to the end of this tournament, or they're going to, well, probably suffer a very grim fate at the hands of 55 if they encounter them again later on in the tournament. But not a good start for the Worms. Again, this is just kind of a bit of a storm, realistically. This is very, very rough indeed.
Did you see that?
Not looking good whatsoever. And there's the triple cap for 55. And I don't really see Worms being able to actually take this back. Not really going to look good here, I think. Red team juicing up. Draza does die, but I Again, it does not matter at this point. 55 can simply just bunker this down, I think, at this stage. Plenty of defensives left over, and they can just stand on this node. Supports in the mix, and of course, lots of time warps here, guys. Like, all these Chronos have got time warps. They have this ability to not only increase the damage output of their team, but also massively hinder the output of the opponents there, applying slow. Also giving them that super speed for Kite. And they even kind of win this fight, right? Even despite being slightly outnumbered, they're able to essentially just hold on and just stand on this point until the end of the game. And that's it. Triple Chronomancer, guys. 55 with the Cook. Triple Mesmer. 1 Rev. And 1 Deadeye. Absolutely annihilates French Worms in rank 1. Mind the gap, guys. And Mental Collapse. Worms. Worms, 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 worms. That was disgusting, yeah. All those Chaos trait line Chronos in those team fights, just juicing them up with infinite boons. Well, a precog too, right? Like the Aegis spam, very powerful, of course, on that build. Like that pulsing Aegis being dropped down, all of the feedbacks, right? The shatters for the boons, all that kind of crazy stuff going on there. That was a pretty disgusting comp there from Worms. Well, from 55, actually. Okay. Blue team. I mean, blue team's gonna win. Ha! Dude, it's El Goddess. I haven't seen this guy for ages. He's back. Nemesis. Weaver main. Here to stay, guys. El Goddess. One of the most powerful Guild Wars 2 PvP players in the game. Can blue team somehow throw? No. They really can't. I don't see that being even remotely imaginable. Unless somehow red team decaps this. And yeah, Garum Black is definitely attempting to do that, but it's not really going to work as they are instantly dead to the Weaver there. Maybe they can one-shot the Weaver? Very unlikely, though, I think. The Weaver is probably not just going to eat every single Reaper attack. Yeah. Blue team has got this one in the bag. I mean, all El Goddess has to do is stand on the node, and this game is going to be ending. Red team now starting to move towards it, but it is certainly too late now. As the Weaver is in position, and this game is over. Right, what about... Wait, that one's over. I think most of these games have actually resolved now. What about this one? Oh, yeah, that's it. Ah, now, I wonder if we're going to have any interesting matchups next, actually. Interesting. Because, of course, we had some interesting losses there. Worms losing first round. Now, that is very, very uncommon. Very, very uncommon indeed. You don't see that. Some people are going to have a very nasty surprise after losing the first round. Because the way Swiss works, right? The way Swiss works is that you are going to be in this situation where if you lose the first round, you'll face another team that also lost in the first round. So that means that, you know, some team that lost is now going to face Worms, which is probably going to be a bit of a shock, I'd say. Let's see what's actually going on here. Let's check out some of these games. All right. So this is 55. What match is this, actually? This is 55 versus... Wait, Garkos. Holy shit. Dude. Jumper the Dodge Dog is back. The legend, the god, the unstoppable monster is here. Okay. Send nodes. Let's see, who's Cole playing with? And yeah, Garkos would easily 1v5 that. Okay, so Cole is playing with... Oh, this is a good team, actually. Elderwood Bard. I believe this is the League of Legends role players. I guess they've kind of abandoned the role play, though, haven't they? They're not fully role playing, no? No, not... Yeah, they're not really fully RPing at this point. But we have Cole, Gornet. Dude, look, you know... You're living in the end times if Gornet has abandoned Necro. Now, Gornet is a multi-class, so he does favor the Necromancer. But of course, has played a Herald, I believe. Plenty of times. And indeed Spellbreaker. too. So, but look, that's how you know it's bad, guys. If Gornet isn't playing Necro, something's fucked up. Yeah, and we have Call of the Druid. Gornet on the Spellbreaker. Mamaya's here on support Chrono. Celeste on Spectre. And Rogue Admiral Garen. Oh, here we go. Committed to the roleplay is the Sword Flame Master. The Hammer Willbender. Going up against Smurf. No, I have no idea who these people are, but they're gamers. We've got some gamers. I actually don't know if blue team is competitive with red team whatsoever. I would probably go in the direction of no. But they actually have pulled off a decent split at the start there. They're running double Thief as well, which is interesting. On this map, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world there. Like, having that mobility is going to be good for them. But I think the big question is like, are they going to have enough, like, kind of meat to actually hold on in some of these fights? Like, we are in a meta where you do want to be able to stand on the points pretty effectively. But is it a double Axe Thief? It actually might well be. It actually is not. It's Sword Dagger on one of them, and then the other one is Axe. So they should have some... They're going to have some pretty serious punch there. And actually, Cole kind of being driven away here a little bit by the Axe Thief. You certainly have to respect this build. It's not an easy build to contend with. Like, if you aren't able to interact with it very much, the amount of damage this build puts out is kind of unstoppable at the end of the day. Red team do manage to find their way to grabbing the middle node. Spellbreaker over here as well being driven away, and red team picks that up, and we're just going to see Gornet just bunker this down while Celeste runs all over the place. Might go over to help out Cole here. Looks like there's a bit of a scuffle developing over here. Support Chronomancer from blue kind of in the mix. Of course, being matched by the Chronomancer of red team, so not a lot of potential here, but now with the Thief coming in from red, we might start to see a little bit of damage coming out here. Let's see what the play is going to be, and red with a triple cap. And again, I think red is just in a really nice position because they've got Cole defending here. We've got Gornet on the other side of the map. Mid is in contention currently, but Willbender might have something to say about that. Looks like that's not going to be the case. No player from red is going to be able to make it over here to middle at this point. And it looks like they're simply going to focus on just kind of holding on to these two side nodes.
Blue team takes a capture point.
Spectre from red moving in just to match the blue Thief as well. Should be able to stabilize this very effectively. And I don't see red team really getting dislodged over here. In fact, quite the contrary. This Herald in a huge amount of trouble. There's the Glint Heel now being popped. Here we go. Is this Herald going to go downstate? I think we might be seeing a kill. Oh, a lot of healing coming through, though. Is there enough damage from red team to actually secure this? Well, Celeste, she dies over here as well. Gets picked off by the side. The second Thief coming in to assassinate the red Thief. This does leave Gornet a little bit exposed in this matchup, but he does have Defiant Stance and Rampage and Signet of Stamina, so I think he actually might be okay to hold on, at least for a little bit. But the thing is, there's no reinforcements coming through in a long time. This could be very problematic. Yeah, he's going to have to concede the node at the very least. The question is, does he die to the Thief? That's the really big one. The answer to that might be yes. Gets a good CC. Has a full counter. I think the Warrior holds on here. We've got full counter, and we've got the Harrier's Toss. Yeah, Harrier's Toss into a full counter potentially, then into another Harrier's Toss, and Defiant Stance is now back. So yeah, Gornet able to hold on there, chaining those defensives pretty effectively. And Warrior lives to fight another day. I do think, though, that it's not looking super hot for blue. They are going to need to find a little bit more than that. Like, just getting a decap is not enough. They need to be picking up some of these kills. Willbender from red in a huge amount of trouble, actually. Doesn't have anything left. Has that heal skill, but that really is it. So, red team need to get a kill here pretty quickly, or send in some reinforcements, or this is going to be the end of this for them. They are currently outnumbered. Willbender, I think, almost certainly going to die there. Does end up falling. Red team not able to reinforce over here in time to actually hold on to this position. Oh, nice juke there, actually, by the red Chronomancer. Kind of a little bait from the blue team. Can the Chrono hold on? Might be able to. Has Continuum Shift. If we have some shield cooldowns, we might be okay here. CS is just for the heal, or no block, though. Nice shield fight to go backwards to get that CC, but it's not quite enough, actually. Wasn't able to hold on. And falls over dead. And blue team now has a little bit of momentum. I think they need to capitalize a little bit more, though. I believe they actually picked the top buff up as well. So if they can get a double cap right now, they'd be incredibly happy with that. If they could get rid of Cole and get this cap, that would be fantastic. Cole getting blasted here, but still has Signet of Stone. So won't be dying anytime soon, especially with the Spectre also moving into the mix at the same time to hold on. So I think red team pretty stable here in this match. It looks like the blue thief is going to go for it, though, or at least try to put some pressure on, but nah, he's actually not going to bother. Simply rotates away, maybe tries to pick a thief. Pick a thief during this rotation. Goes back onto... I think they really don't want to give this node away to the red team, and that makes a lot of sense. Like, they're already a little bit behind in terms of points. They need to actually get a double cap to retrieve some of that point gain. They certainly don't want to be giving that node away, but they're not really making a lot of progress there. And in fact, they might be about to lose the support chrono on middle. Nothing really left over here, actually, for the blue chrono. They're trying to hold on as best they possibly can. But that is the end of that. Druid build. There you go. Enjoy. Look at that. It's great sword. It's kind of like a decap build, right? Is what Cole's playing. It's basically playing decap druid.
Red team got a capture point.
It's obviously got that support potential, but it also just slowly caps the node. Like, that's the good thing about this build. It just very slowly knocks the player off and changes it to the color of your team. That's its only purpose. And yeah, red team, to be honest, just coming out a little bit ahead. They're not super far ahead in terms of outperforming the blue team, I think. Like, blue team is really fighting here, but just every interaction slightly going towards red. A kill there, a cap here. And red team slowly winning the game. Gauntlet shoves the thief away. And this is just a fantastic position for red. Druid on one node, Warrior on the other. Other node, who cares? Celeste will be able to actually get this decap here, by the way, because, of course, the blue thief is going to have to go into stealth. Actually dies. Ooh, that's not good at all, actually. Yeah, it's a very clean 1v1 for Maya. Secures that kill instantaneously. We'll be able to full cap that. Oh, no. Hang on, there's no contest on bottom buff. Yeah, Mamaya's actually just picks that up for free. Oh, no. We might even see a top buff as well. Yes, Celeste moving over to it now. This could be a mega cap here if red team is able to secure this. Blue chrono, I don't think sees it. Sees it, but is it too late? Oh, nice blink into the shatter to interrupt there. Quick reactions there from Smurf. Gets into the mix. That would have just been game ending. Well, I think this game's already a little bit over, but that would have really been the nail in the coffin. If that had actually been secured. In fact, Celeste maybe getting punished for that. Gets exploded by Kamikaze Carl over there. Some insane DPS. A massive axe burst lands and obliterates the Willbender at the same time. Elderwood Bard, though, with Glyph of the Stars, might be able to revive this. But yeah, the Distortion Stomp guarantees it. Good reaction there from the Blue Chronomancer. So that would have been a very big recovery if that had happened there for the Elderwood Bard. That's not going to happen this time around, though. We'll have to go engage in this kind of endless fight over here, over this node, until one of the teammates decides to actually show up as well. Okay. Riken 1v9. Interesting. Are you all renaming yourselves to 1v9 now? Is that the team name? Like Team 1v9? Is that what's going on here? Red team get the upper buff now, though, and that really is the beginning of the end. At this stage, if red team wanted to, they could simply bunker down one node and the game would absolutely end in their favor at this stage. They are going to continue to persist, though, obviously. Pushing out onto the map. We have the Chrono and the Spectre here on middle. Druid Cole trying to move over here towards the altar again. Nuh-uh. Moving in. Moving in to go for the decap. But Cole will be able to decap this eventually. Although, bear in mind, guys, guys, this is the matchup. Do you guys remember this from Motor 1? The legend of Abindo stun breaking the decap druid with with pain absorption, guys? I remember that. There's a legend, guys, of a player who had fast reaction times, was accused of macroing to actually stun break the Longbow 4 and Glyph of the Tides. It was a big controversy. Was accused of it. Of course, was innocent, of course. It was a false accusation. Very, very funny. It was just dramatic enough to be entertaining. Mildly annoying for the admins. I'll admit that. But it was content. But yeah, the exact same matchup, guys. We're getting deja vu. Back to Moto 1 there. Herald not able to hold on, though, against the might of the Druid and the Spectre. And I think that kill is really going to seal the deal here. And Team Red, Team Cole. Cole is team leader, by the way, guys. Elderwood Bard secures the victory. and they will go on to the next round. Well, I mean, everyone goes to the next round. You can't escape, guys. There's no escape from the tournament.
Red team wins a capture point.
Anyway, let's see if we've got anything else going on. I think this was a slightly more straightforward round, I would say, overall. Oh, yeah, looks like this one is still going, actually. Let's go take a look at this one. Alrighty then, here we go. So, on the red team, we have Person of Interest, a.k.a. Look, because he's been on my friends list this entire time, this is a bit of a weird bug. Many people will know this player as Falco. Many players will know him by his other name, Rocket Launcher. Of course, now renamed to Person of Interest. Powerful blood in this case on the Spellbreaker. Depression here on the Vindicator. Elaborate Totem on Willbender. Emotionless on Spellbreaker. Oh, wait, is this... Wait, hang on a minute. Wait, is... Wait, who is this player? Jeez, I don't know. Either way, we've got a Vindicator here. We've got the double Vindicator in the mix, guys. Kind of running... Kind of the same combo as what the Riken team is running, or very similar to that. Of course, with a Willbender instead of a Thief, but relatively similar setup. On the blue team, we have Mega Noob 5, Benny, Dillium, Zorg, and iCell NFTs. Some good names in this round, guys, actually. Some pretty good names. Regardless of that, red team is kind of dominating here, to be honest. This is actually the last game of the round, so I guess we might as well watch it, but it's really not looking good for blue whatsoever. They now got all 3 nodes captured. They do immediately lose the altar, as they don't have a player able to contest that, but that's really a formality at this stage. Depression in position to hold on to middle. Warrior over here, of course, dealing with this Reaper. This Reaper is just not really going to be able to handle this Spellbreaker whatsoever, if we're being honest. Thief trying to move in to get something done, but Chronomancer dies. 400 points on the board for red team. Oh, yeah, look, it is actually us. So, yeah, best of the best. I see the title. You know, look, I'm going to say this, guys. I really miss the days when people actually used their actual account names, like their actual screen names, instead of just like random shit, and they would just put that as a character name. I miss those days, guys. That's why I'm bringing it back with Mota. We're bringing it back with Mota, guys. We're bringing the content. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be epic. Oh yeah, woo yeah. Red Warrior dies, but they also grab Stillness during all of that chaos, and that means they're going to win the game. At this stage, Red just have to stand on the point, and that is exactly what they're attempting to do. Red Vindicator also is probably very dead there in a 3v1, and they are crumbling a little bit towards the end, but as you can see, they're going to end the game here in just a moment. There it is. 500 points in the pocket for Red, and that is the end of that. Red team wins. GG. And you love to see that, guys. There you have it. Getting it done. All right. I think that's actually the last round of the tournament. Let's see if we got anything spicy. Cole versus Person of Interest team. We have... okay. Let's see this. I think Corsair versus Misha, the Master of Disaster. That's going to be a good game. Because this is this interesting composition that we saw. It's the Riken team, right? Team Corsair must do it for Nezio, utilizing that double Vindicator setup. So let's see how that is going to deal with the triple Chrono from 55. Let's see how that one goes. Okay, let's take a look. Skyhammer. All right, let's log in. We are logging in right now. Okay. So on the red team, it's rank 55 Dragons, utilizing the power Chronomancer, DPS Chrono with Spear and a Rifle. Chaos, Illusions, and Chrono, just like big boon up times here, of course. That precog well, Pulsing Aegis, very powerful, giving dodges back as well to people. And of course, Signet of Inspiration for extra boon extension. And of course, the Time Warp there too. So lots of damage and a little bit of boon support as well, right? You've got a little bit of both kind of coming into the mix there with how this works. Lots of boon uptime too with Phantasmal Force as well, right? Like you're just going to get a whole bunch of might as well from that. And then Draza also running this build, I believe. Yep, there you go. You're kind of the same setup here with the Relic of Rivers. And of course, Relic of Rivers is very nice with Chrono because you get even more damage from improved Alacrity. And of course, like your cooldowns really go fast when you have that Alacrity duration there as well. And we have Frey on support Chrono. Just the usual support Chrono setup here, as you can see. Boyce on the Herald. Condition damage Herald with Mace, Shield, Spear with Corruption, Retribution, and Herald. And then Sind on the Deadeye. Loves his Deadeye. He's here to pounce and obliterate and snipe. Up against blue team Zeolith on the Daredevil. This is the Axe Daredevil, as we saw there. Riken, Vindicator number 1. Condi Vindicator. Skitto, support Chrono. Vague, 1v9, rank 1 legend. And Krog on Spellbreaker, Bunker. Honestly, I don't know how this is going to go. Because we saw that 55 setup kind of farmed what the Worms had come up with, which was not really the same as blue, but had a certain degree of similarity to it. Let's see if this comp from blue works any better. That's going to be a really big question here. Like, can this composition actually work against their opponents? Thief 1v1 is going to be relevant. Keep an eye on that there as well. But so far, we're just going to got these two 2v2s also happening over here. How will these Vindicators fare in these fights? Now, I think the issue that's going on here, like, very much is the fact that, well, not only is this not going well, but these Chronomancers, they have so much Aegis. They have so much invulnerability uptime that there's nothing that the blue team can do to land damage on it. Vague also falling over here as well. Draza getting in position, but this build is just so tanky. It has so much sustain, because, of course, with the Alacrity uptime from Relic of Rivers, you're going to be able to like use all of your your healing abilities more frequently, and, of course, the defensive abilities more frequently, too. Having the rifle gives it a lot of sustain as well in some of these encounters. And it just seems very difficult to actually do damage to this Chronomancer build, right? Like, all of the CC, all of the pressure coming out there as well. The boon uptime, the protection uptime looking really good right now, too, which obviously significantly reduces the output. And, yeah, then you combine that with the precog, well, the Time Warp, it's very difficult to actually get damage connected onto these Chronomancer builds by the looks of that, especially when you're dealing with other players, too. That's one Chrono, but bear in mind, these builds are almost like force multipliers, right? They're almost force multipliers in that when they're near each other, they support each other. They give more boons to each other. Like, the Aegis spam is going to be even more intense there as well. And, of course, the stability uptime is going to be very, very high, too. And this is definitely a bit of a monstrous build, and so far, blue team not really finding a bit of an answer to this. Oh, yeah, and Sin gets a very nice, very tasty 1v1 there as well. Gets the knockback into the snipe, secures that kill. Riken going for the res, but Misha here is going to be able to deny that. Again, on another DPS Mesmer, ready to pump. And again, this appears to be kind of the new Spellbreaker build almost that is kind of in the mix. Chronomancer, unbelievably dangerous, able to handle these 1v1s, but also pack a serious punch. That spear on Mesmer, as you can see, some big numbers popping up here from Misha immediately, and Riken just not feeling comfortable to really engage here, having to back off immediately. This Revenant technology may not be working, and bear in mind, there's also decent condition management from this build too. Maybe not the best cleanse in the universe, but Auspicious Anguish in the mix there is going to be good. Rifle has cleanse, and of course Well of Eternity as well is going to be helping out with that. But as you can see, it's just difficult for the Rev to really interact. Misha is getting pressure now, but he has his heal skill, and now he's going on the offensive as well. The block up time is good, and Riken being driven away. The Condis are ticking then. Misha forced to swap onto the rifle. Ooh, gets clipped there by the Mace 3. That's pretty painful, actually, for the Mesmer. Has to kind of back off now. And Riken does appear to be kind of getting the good deal here of this engagement. But is that going to be enough to get them back into this game? It's a big question, to be honest. And so far, it's really not looking likely, as now, of course, another Mesmer. Frey moving in to resustain Misha before moving elsewhere on the map. And yeah, that's the thing about these builds, guys. They're running Berserker Amulet, right? Berserker Amulet, but they still have this durability. I mean, Mesmer always has kind of had this, right? Like, with the distortion being baked in, you have these invulnerabilities that you can cycle through. And, of course, the spear, having that blur on it, really useful. And then almost the support from the rifle really helping out. And bear in mind, they're running Chrono Phantasma, guys. So they actually have, like, a double CC combo on the Sharpshooter when that thing spawns, too, right? They get additional CC that will land a little bit afterwards there, too. And look at all the boons here on this build. You can see the Chaos trait line. Chaos and Illusions working together here really well, giving it that high might uptime, amplifying the damage further, even making the damage on rifle not insignificant, by the way. And then alongside all of that, you just have, look at that, boom. Signet of Inspiration lands, extends out everything. And Alacrity here, I think, is really important. I think a lot of the new builds that have been popping up, a really key feature of them really is really, really is going to be Relic of Rivers, right? Like, Relic of Rivers is a huge deal here. Every time they're dodging, getting 2 seconds of alacrity, that's 50% recharge speed increase on these Chronomancers, and that just allows them to cycle through their healing, cycle through their cleanse, right? Like, all of their boon application, and of course their offensive cooldowns, just cycling, so they can just keep going, like more Aegis. We are going to see Draza eventually die here versus Krog, and Underdog's go, but actually, Zealoth in a little bit of trouble. That needs to be a little bit careful, but yeah, Draza is going to be eliminated now, but again, a 150-point advantage for 55 is not... it's definitely a little bit tough. It's definitely a little bit tough there. It really is. It indeed is. What was the amulet? So these Chronos... Oh, that's the support, actually. These Chronos, they are playing Berserker Amulet with Rune of Vampirism and Relic of the Rivers. You can see it's the Spear and the Rifle. I think what is very interesting about this build is that, as we've seen it absolutely is very competent in these 1v1s, but also, when they're all together in the team fight, it is gnarly. Like, the boon spam from Chaos, the Well of Precognitions coming down, the AoE CC that's getting dropped, and of course, the incredible cleave on Mind the Gap. The amount of damage this build puts out with this ability is crazy. Look at that, guys. On a very short 6-second cooldown, you're getting like an AoE 4.6k nuke. And of course, that is recharged by the 5 skill as well. So you can have some pretty insane bursts, some insane damage output coming through on both, weirdly enough, on both the support and the damage chrono as well, right? Like, Frey is going to be no slouch. He doesn't end up dying there as well on the support chrono. As you can see, that's the end of him. Draza. Now in a 1v2, no support to help him out. Their support is coming off respawn. Can he hold on? Tries to heal with the rifle, but has a bit of barrier available. Or can he maybe sort of... Yes, he can. Frey moves in, and this 2v2, I don't think is going to end up going very well for the blue team here, to be honest. They did manage to get themselves a double cap for a little bit there, but ended up losing the hammer. Being driven away from that was certainly not where they wanted to be. But anyway, Misha... here on middle. Oh, whoa. Dude, that hit up upstairs. That's crazy, actually. A little bit of a jump there from Misha. Oh, Sin gets picked off, though. Riken and Zealoth managed to find that kill. Boyce not in the best spot either. He might end up dying there. Oh, he has his glint heal, actually. The UI is bugged. Might be able to hold on, but a very, very rough spot. Dodging around is Boyce. Tries to go. Oh! Gets an insane juke, actually. The blue player falls down. Boyce still dies, so all of that work... not quite going to pay off, unfortunately, but definitely looked pretty cool there for the highlight reel. Sin and Boyce down the downside, and this is where Red Team do need to be careful. Blue have an opportunity to actually turn this game in their favor. They've got to get a second node, and I think if I'm them, I'm really looking for another kill. I'm looking to find something a bit more, and they're going to go for Frey. I like that. Remove the support from the match is a good play. Oh, but yeah, Frey is too smart to allow that to happen. Backs off immediately towards the respawn, allows the players coming off respawn to get back into the mix to support the player. And so far is going to be okay. And Riken, oh, he got greedy there. He went in and he got punished. Boyce punishes it. Big CC landing. That's a difficult res to go for, yeah, especially with Misha now moving in there with the DPS. Gets that damage output. And here comes the blue team. Skiddo, Kronos got a hold on, but I think 55 have already started to seize the momentum. Draza in a lot of trouble, I believe, across the map, but I think Frey is in there. Yeah, Frey is in the mix. Goes for the heal, sustains the team, and does a pretty good job of it there as well. Draza should be able to hold on. Has his precog up in a couple of moments. Yeah, he's completely fine, especially with additional rotation from Boyce now moving in. And yeah, 55, a bit of a wobble in the mid-game, but they've got control of this now. Daredevil, Chrono, and... we have the Vindicator also dead. And you know what they say, guys? No Boyce, no win. And only one team has Boyce here. It's the red team. Boyce, 1v1 billion. Boyce could actually 1vx the entire Guild Wars 2 ranked ladder. And he could do it on support Solby. So I've seen him do that, guys. It's happened. I was there. I was watching. But anyway, 55 now with the triple cap, and one last push from Blue to try and make something happen. But once again, this new cook, it finds another victim with, in this case, with the second French team. French team number 2 is not able to quite make it happen. Had a bit of promise in the mid-game. But at this stage, this game is over. 55, maintaining that triple cap, securing the kill onto Krog. And pushing away the blue team. And I think it's going to be back to the drawing board. I mean, this is why it's kind of good to see these matches early on, because this does give blue team and, of course, French Worms a lot of time. Right? They've got at least another hour until they have to face 55 again. And that's important. They need to cook something. Like, because they're in the tournament now, guys. You can't wait until tomorrow. They've got to play these matches. They're going to have to play these teams again. Right? There's no way around that. And that means they do have an hour and a half to try to cook up a response to try and find a way to counters. If that's re-rolls, if that's strategic, but they're going to have to change something, because so far, nobody has matched the Theorycraft from 55 so far. Like, the Theorycraft is completely dominated with this triple Chronomancer setup. Oh, yeah. And like, that is the thing, you know. I mean, I think maybe Misha being involved here is powerful when you've got Mesm builds that are this powerful. Because, of course, Misha, if you give this guy the opportunity to play DPS Chrono, he is going to play DPS Chrono. So, having that ability to cook something up like that, very, very powerful here. 55 in full Theorycraft mode for this one. Let's see. Oh, this aim is actually a little bit close. Let's take a look. Okay. Red team, Umbra Ragnarok, Tudu, Crafty Bachar, Crafty K, Me Rev, and Evaz in the mix. Currently up about 100 points against their opponent, the blue team. Ombifosa, Mir. Don't... What is this name? Don't mess up. Don't mess up with Ronja. I have no what that is, to be honest. But anyway, Pizza Mahat and Fear Me on the Necromancer. Let's go. And blue team actually managing a bit of a comeback right now, picking up a kill onto Crafty and looking for the Chrono too. Are they going to get that? Are they going to get the Chrono? They kind of let the Chrono get away. I'm not a big fan of that, actually. I would have maybe pushed for that kill a little bit more aggressively. Now, we do have the DH going for it. And if they get this Chrono, that is really big. Can we see this kill?
Just like that. Blue team
it's close. Chrono tries to get the Mantra off, is able to do so. True shot lands. Oh! There's the downside. This is a really big kill. If they can finish this, that actually could almost be a position where they can get back into this game. Red team lose their Warrior as well. If this Chrono does not get res, I think Red team's actually in a bit of trouble here. Skyhammer is up. They've got 3v1 versus the DH. Fear Me now moving in. Oh, but the DH is going to fall, actually. Blue team kind of feeding in. No, this is bad. Blue team kind of making a big comeback and then immediately counter-throwing. They're rotating in more players. I'm not a big fan of this. Red team is leaving. But of course, they're going to go for that res. I'm not sure about that one, to be honest, because the Willbender cleave is going to be insane. It's going to be really, really disgusting. I don't know about that. Okay, they're not going to commit to it. They're going to try and go for a counter kill onto Crafty, and it might end up happening. Is there a renewed focus? There actually is not. Ooh, red team might have been a little bit greedy here in leaving the hammer. We saw a comeback into a throw, into a counter throw from the red team now. Things are getting wild in here. Oh, but blue team kind of run out of steam here on the Skyhammer. Support Chrono and the Willbender, not able to hold on long enough. Ooh, Chrono gets pulled back in there as well. DH now moving back into the fray. Can the Chrono hold on? If the Chrono can live and the Necromancer can stabilize this fight, there is some potential for blue. And I think they've actually done it as well. Chrono is holding on. Needs to maybe back up. This is so aggressive here from the Chrono. It's based. This is insanely based gameplay. I think maybe a little bit too base, though. How are we going to get this heal mantra off now? Yeah. This player was fucking crazy. Wait. This is some insane roleplay. Wait, Ronja is the Chrono and the Warrior's name is Don't Mess Up with Ronja. That's actually crazy. We have some intra-team roleplay going on. Blue team nearly back in. They're somehow getting the better end of this deal here by stalling the Skyhammer for a really long time while they're kind of capturing the map. But the DH is not going to be able to hold for long. The Reaper, they've got to be careful giving away these kills because they're kind of trolling here. Like, the red team is maybe getting better. Oh, and here's the Chrono. The Chrono is back. What is going on? Big CC. The Chrono's in trouble already, though. Hasn't just saw in a couple of moments. I think needs to get off the point and let the Necro tank this a little bit. They're just getting completely cleaved. They're going into the meat grinder. The Necro now alone. Blue team, though, kind of winning the map off this as red team massively commits to the hammer. Now, of course, the hammer Wait, the hammer is not going to go to red just yet. Wait, oh, it is. Oh, I thought the Guardian was maybe going to go for it again, but decided not to. There's the hammer. And blue's going to have to start recapping this, of course.
Red team got a capture point.
Red team cap middle, and I think that, wait, they leave point C. Oh, I actually like going for the kill, the Umber Ragnarok. Finishing up the kill on the DH. And I think all of a sudden, blue team in a lot of trouble. Oh, wait, no. 5 seconds on timer. The game is ending, actually. And that is the end of that. What a game. It was pure chaos.
Red team got a capture
And red
point.
team get it done. That is that. Wow. What a game. Yeah, like red team were just farming kills, and the kills, I thought the kills really carried them. Look at all these, look at these kills that were coming through. That's actually crazy. Red team just feasting on all of those kills, kind of kept them in the game there, despite losing the map a little bit. Oh, that guy, I think that game went to timer as well. Wow, super close game there. 5-3-3, yeah, that's the end of that. Okay. Let's see. This round might be a little bit more relaxed, I want to say. I've always wanted to come in and say this, but this guy, this chat makes the absolute worst YouTube watching experience. You all suck ass at this game too, which makes no sense where you be opinion about everything. Kigo and Teapot saying nothing but dumb fuck memes every time I watch a T-Tell. You should probably just edit chat out of those videos. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with you. GBEW. I'm gonna be real with you. I like the memes. I like the memes. I find them funny, to be honest. And people are allowed to have opinions. Look, the thing is, right, is that if people say something dumb, you just call them out for it. Here on Twitch chat, right? Like, that's what it's for. Like, we're here to argue and meme around a little bit, have some good content. If you don't like the memes, that's actually fair. You know, I'm not gonna say that you're wrong for disliking the memes. You know, it's definitely not for everyone, but personally, I do like them. You know, I like Twitch culture. It is funny to me when people start spamming dumbass memes. I do like a little bit of brain rot here and there, guys. A little bit of brain rot is hype. You know what I'm saying? I'm about that. I am about that. But also, I do want to give a big shout out to YouTube. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream, and I will say this. I definitely do care about the YouTube viewer experience, and I am working on making it so I can interact with the YouTube stream as best as I possibly can. That's all I've got to say. Shout out to YouTube. Very nice. Wait, where is that one from? Some guy named. Yes. See, it's quite funny. Australian Senator. Oh, sensational. Wait, are you a potholer viewer? That's an excellent choice, my friend, if that's where you saw that. All right, let's continue. Let's go. All right, what do we got here? I think maybe this game has some potential. Yeah. But look, I like how that guy came to chat to flame Twitch chat, and his message immediately became a meme. See, that's what I'm talking about, guys. That's the magic. Now, I mean, the red team here is solid, actually. It's a solid team. It's Caspi's team. Let's see if we can match 55. I mean, can anyone do this? And again, this is, I think, a fairly stable... Yeah, this is a pretty stable roster, actually. I've seen this team pop up a fair bit, actually. And, oh, they do actually get a kill on Draza early on, so maybe there is some potential here. Now, again, they are essentially running the same composition that a lot of the other teams running, kind of like the Spellbreaker with the Support Chrono, kind of the, you know, with the Daredevil here. Support Chrono. And, of course, the Reaper here. It's like, I think Caspi, yeah, Caspi is playing the DPS chrono. That's not actually a huge surprise, because Caspi is a bit of a Mesmer player, I think. So maybe he saw this build pop up, either found, you know, he was already aware of it before this tournament, maybe just had a little look at it during the rounds, decided to kind of get in there and see if we can play this. Try and mirror 55 a little bit here. Has to now contend with the Thief, and honestly having a bit of a tricky one there as well. Of course, Thief very powerful there, but actually gets the resustain, and Syndriner has been driven away at least temporarily. Draza now back into the mix here as well. And Caspi now in a huge amount of trouble. Oh, big damage coming through there, but Sind able to re-heal and actually not die here. Zemvo moves in, gets the resustain, and is going to allow Caspi to get back into this fight. But 55 already kind of pumping here in this situation. Decent Necromancer getting driven away. Yeah, I don't think Necro works very well in the current meta, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, obviously, like, it's not unplayable, but I don't see where you get a lot of value out of the Necro in any of these matchups, really. Like, a lot of the builds that are in these teams or in these metas, I just don't think Necro does particularly well into them, to be honest. And I think a lot of these builds that 55 have, they're going to be kind of hunting down that Necromancer. The Necromancer is going to be the prey. The Chronos are indeed the predator, the hunters, in fact. But having said that, Draza and Boyce go in and kind of get collapsed on there. The counter pressure from the red team is absolutely massive. Blue team having to disengage, and red team, they are finding kills. Now, this is the weird thing. Like, if you think, like, why is red team getting kills? They are zerging a lot, right? They're kind of like a big hammer right now, just like swinging wildly around the map. They were very condensed over there on the mine, and this is how 55 kind of retained control of the map at the same time. Boyce and Misha eliminating the spell breaker. That's going to allow Misha to control this while Boyce kind of roams around the map looking for another kill, but not really a lot of value retrieved from that. Frey does actually die on middle there, as again, kind of like this 3v1 kind of connects here on middle. Frey not able to hold on, so a slight bit of instability from 55 here, but the problem is that red team need to convert this into actual map control, and that is where things are going wrong here. Like, 55 are kind of okay with dying a little bit if they just win the game, right? Like, you know, there's no prizes for not dying in the match. The only prize is for winning. And that's exactly what the blue team is doing. That is how it is. Incredible. But anyway, gaming continues.
Just like that.
And blue team lose another player, actually.
Point.
Caspi securing this kill, but they lose the Thief over here. That is not good. Ooh, can they get the res, though? The answer to that might be yes, especially with another player coming in. Oh, they kind of have to. Oh, they're not going to be able to get it. 55 just showing up at the exact right moment there. To finish off that kill. That would have been a massive res. Maybe they could have got that if they were just a tiny little bit quicker. But now this position's going to collapse. Ooh, this game looks surprisingly different if that res came through, I think. But Caspi gets obliterated immediately. And all of a sudden, Zemvo and the Necromancer, they are not in a good position whatsoever. This Necro's going to desperately try and kite, but that's not going to happen against, like, the triple players from the blue team. And Zenvo in a very bad spot as well, running away as fast as he can, trying to allow his team to reinforce him, but I think it's going to be a very uphill battle to actually resustain and survive. Red team respawning, not even actually bothering to come and help the support, actually, just going that this is a completely lost battle. There's no point in pushing into it. And I think realistically, this game is completely over. This is not going to happen. 55 dominate again. Nobody has found the answer yet. Nobody has found the way to defeat them. But we actually have another game going on here as well. Let's get into this, guys. Let's get in there. Okay. Red team. Oh, hang on. Dude. Elderwood Bard, Carl, team leader, obliterating on the Druid. Druid main. Gauntlet back on the Necro. Wait, are we full roleplay again? We're almost full roleplay. Bard, Ashen Lord is here. Dark Cosmic Djinn. Wilbender and Thief not roleplaying. Disappointing, to be frank.
Did you see that?
But they are actually currently ahead in this game. Red team, though, starting to pick up a couple of kills. We're able to get some map control. Let's see how this next fight unfolds. It's going to be a full 5v5 bloodbath. You guys wanted team deathmatch. Well, this is what it looks like. And so far, they're going very, very hard onto the support cross. Some good kiting, though. Gets into a pretty annoying spot. Low on cooldowns, though, is Dark Cosmic Djinn, but the red Chronomancer is going to die first. Looks like the blue one might be following suit very, very soon. But I think this is actually a real... Yeah, that was a clever rally, I think. Well, okay, maybe not that clever, but I think maybe their plan was to go downstate and then basically rally off that kill, so go downstate sooner rather than later. Oh, but look at that glyph! The glyph revive from the Druid is insane. Restoring that Chronomancer back up to a good amount of health. The Spectre falls down, but they should be able to res that. They've got all of their players here. They're going for the res. They get it. They took some heat for that, but the resustain should be good. Riken getting pushed away just a little bit, but bear in mind, red team happy about how this is going, I think, regardless, because they didn't completely lose the fight. Like, blue team weren't able to completely wipe them out. In fact, they've now restabilized. Their respawn has come through. The Chrono is back. And let's see if they can actually find some aggression here. Riken getting focused very heavily. Has to back off there a little bit. The Necromancer corrupting big time into this fight. Again, if you're in a 5v5, that's where the Necro can really, really shine. Necro loves that stuff. But red team has been winning the game during all of this. That's something that's really important to notice here. Blue team did not win this fight. Neither did red team. But red team is winning the game because they've already got the map. Cole going for the decap. Looks like he's going to... Is he going to go for the beast? I think he's surely going to go for the decap in middle. He absolutely is. This does mean, though, that blue team are outnumbered. They're kind of holding this 4v5, though, to give them some credit. Celeste here in a lot of trouble. But blue team has held. Now, the issue is that holding is absolutely not good enough. They're about to be behind in this matchup. They're almost winning this 4v5, by the way. They're actually playing aggressively into a 4v5, and they're almost making it work. They find the downside. They actually win the 4v5 into the red team, but can they actually follow through and finish this kill? They cannot. Oh, that is really unfortunate for them, obviously. Let's see if they can kind of replicate that. Oh, they cannot. Celeste is kind of killed in the rebound there. There's no Druid revival this time. The Druid is, of course, on middle, attempting to hold on to this node versus Krog. Thief getting cleaved out. It is going to be next to their respawn, so as long as blue team can hold on, they will have reinforced. But, oh, they have now collapsed. Willbender going into the downside. I think the Chrono's going to follow suit, and the Reaper, now in a 1v3, 1v4 even, I should say, actually, is certainly not going to be having a good time there. So an incredible fight by blue, but unfortunately not quite good enough. Dying on the node to just force the cleave out so we can... Wait. Red team entirely forgetting that they just killed a Necromancer and allowing the downstate body to actually decap the node. And look, guys, it happens to the best of us. It really, really does. You know, we all make mistakes. You know, these things happen. But anyway... moving on, we have Cole trying to hold on over here on middle. We'll have some support from the Spectre, so it might be a bit low on cooldowns, though, actually. Is Cole. No Signet for a while. Has a Tide soon. Glyph of Stars could be used for self-stay, but it's not going to be enough. An Axe Thief just blasting away, actually. And red team, they've got the momentum now. Red and blue, they need to kind of take a breath, restabilize this. Necromancer from Gornet, pushing away Riken. Oh, lands a stun. That's a juicy stun. We actually see a killer, I think, onto Riken. Very tasty stun from the Necro. Is it enough? The support Chrono is in play. I think we see a kill. And the cleave? Oh, yeah, the cleave should easily be good enough, I think, actually. Okay, here we go. Now blue team needs to repush. If they want to win, they got to go now. Because timer is actually kind of relevant here as well, actually. Time is ticking on. And, of course, their opponent's score is ticking on, too. Now we want to see more. I like the aggression here from Gornet. Wants to go for another Vindicator kill. Kind of gets stalled by the Thief a little bit, but the Willbender secures Vague. Not 1v9 enough, I'm afraid. And the Chrono dies. Wow. What a crazy turn of events, actually, there. Like, blue team really capitalizing on that very nice single kill they're able to find there on the henge. Or can the Chronomancer actually deny this decap? Oh, the Sword 3 on gets it, but of course... not going to be happy against this Thief. Is going to need some assistance. Who is going to rotate over there? Now, blue team is fully cleaning up middle, so we should be able to get over here pretty quickly. It's going to be the Thief, maybe? Wait, no, we're going to let the Chrono 1v1 into the Thief. That, to me, is unbelievably sus, but maybe we can make it work. I think the Chrono has to concede. I think the Chrono just dies, actually. Oh, and there's so much damage coming out from that Axe Thief. I don't see this Mesmer living for much longer. Tries to blink away. Gets the kite and the time warp and the re-heal. Some good kiting there from the Chrono. But is it going to be enough to hold on? We have another player coming in. Vague rotating in on the Revenant. Ah! Heals, but dies. Yeah, Cole's going to make it. we'll be able to contest, keep this neutral thing, which is pretty good for blue, right? They're now ahead by a couple of points. Necromancer 1v1ing into this warrior. Not a lot of damage on this warrior. I believe it is a heretic. Yeah, it's a heretic warrior, so Necro can honestly hold this just okay. Doesn't want to get plussed, obviously, but and might get, like, very slowly ground down, but the Necro should be relatively alright in that situation. Meanwhile, fight over here on the other side of the map here, we have the Willbender, but there's a support on red, so I don't really see blue team being able to hold this indefinitely. Eventually, we are going to run out of steam, and the Druid dies too in that 1v2. Ah, man, I think just a sloppy rotation there with the Chronomancer with the Thief, maybe a little greedy from the blue team, and they're getting punished for that now. They lose 2 kills essentially to that rotation. They've got to get back in on this now. They've got to go big. The Beast play, I mean, honestly, on Willbender, you can kill it quick, but this is a risky business. If this gets stolen, this game kind of ends, I think. Going for the Beast, here comes the Spear Burst. Willbender should be able to find this. Red team not reacting. Okay. Wait, do you just go for the other Beast right now if you're this Willbender? Time is ticking. That is a big beast, by the way. The fact that it wasn't contested and it wasn't punished is massive. If this Willbender can now find another kill, that could secure the game. Red team, though, has the double cap. But I think Cole can force the decap. Oh, but Gornet does eventually die here on middle. This is really, really scary. It's going to have to be a really big Hail Mary play. Blue team has got to make something happen very, very soon. Do we see the decap from Cole? No, he can't get it. And the Rev is moving in there too. Can he hold on until... Oh, no, it's going to be an ages before Gornet's back. Gornet is going to get bled out very, very slowly off the node. 450 points for red team. Chrono does die. This fight collapses. Wait, I almost feel this has to be a beast play. I don't think blue team has enough time to win organically. I think they've got to go for the beast. I think I want to see it. I want to see Maya and Swordflame Master get... They have to. They have to do it, I think. I think it's the only way. Have they identified it? Yeah, he has. He's targeting it. Oh, it's not enough, though. They don't have enough time. No, I mean, they just lose the game no matter what. I mean, yeah... It doesn't matter in the end. Unfortunate. Yeah, I think where this went wrong was just this slightly sloppy rotation with the Chronomancer. Ah, very unfortunate. Yeah, like blue team really made a comeback there. Well, unfortunate for the blue team. Red team obviously pretty happy about it, but a couple of mistakes. Can get punishing. Can get very, very punishing indeed. And red team secure the victory there. Unfortunate stuff. The downstate decap was not enough to win the game, you know. It was not enough to get that done. Okay, then. So, what have we got next? Corsair versus Caspi could be an interesting match, actually. Person of Interest versus Unfortunate. Cole versus 55. I mean, honestly, can anyone stop 55? We'll have to take a look. Not quite good enough. And here we are. We're in the mix. How many more Swiss? Is this a 5-rounder? I believe it is. So yeah, I think this is the last round of Swiss. Then we go on to eliminations. Prepare yourselves for the end. Well, the end of Swiss, anyway. I think the top 8 is going to be relatively competitive too. Quite an exciting set of matches ahead, I think.
The match starts soon.
All right. Do not type, guys. He doesn't read YouTube chat. What are you talking about? Of course I read YouTube chat. Shout out to YouTube chat. Okay, here we go. Can Team Cole, Team League of Legends skins defeat 55? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Misha here, the Master of Disaster, ready to go. Brandishing the crown and going for the 3-node push. Syndrana on cap duty. Time, Fate, Karma. Syndra's some good... I'm not going to lie, Syndra's got some good names. Right, I will admit that. Yep. That's pretty good. Regardless, though, Draza actually getting blasted. The Spectre connecting with that Immobilize. Securing that kill immediately. And first blood actually very much going here to the red team here. Wilbender going for the cleave. And, well, I mean, there is a lot of damage. Like, this is one thing that red team does have. And blue team are going to have to be careful here. The Wilbender, the Spectre, the Reaper. There's a lot of damage here, right? A lot. And, you know, well, a corruption too. Unblockable corrupt. That's big. Bit of a tech choice here from Gornut, I think, to kind of deny the Aegis spam that is coming through from these Chronomancers. Utilizing that to deny all of that boon stuff going on. Can also definitely help against the Rev, and the Blind too. The Well of Darkness also pretty useful in those situations. So honestly, a good start for Red. A little bit promising, I'd say, actually. Oh, but this Necromancer does have to be careful. These Mesmers, they're going to be tricky to deal with. Teleporting onto it, dealing very, very heavy damage. Needs to kind of stay near the support almost. Needs support from the rest of the team. Otherwise, this Necro is going to find themselves in some seriously hot water, I think. Tries to land a stun on Boyce. I believe couldn't quite actually get that connection. Meanwhile, Elderwood Bard just kind of blasting over here. Getting the CC. Druid 1v2. 1v3 now, yeah, immediately concedes. Good reaction there by Cole, but is it enough, actually? Gets obliterated immediately. Oh, and knocked off the kiting spot. Couldn't continue to kite, and not quite onto the node as well. So, well, basically dead instantly anyway, but still, on the middle point, we have another kill secured now for the red team. Can they finish that? Yeah, they certainly can. The cleave is going to be good. Well of Corruption now in play. And actually, Frey in trouble here too. Has to blink away, and look at the mobility. Like, the mobility here of that Spectre and the Willbender. It is something that 55 haven't really had to contend with so far. A lot of burst damage coming through from both those players. Ooh, but does the Willbender overextend? Maybe a little bit. And the revive actually came through here on middle. That revive did come through. So I think red team maybe getting a little bit over-enthusiastic, getting a little bit crazy. Yeah, they got the rally, I believe, by killing the Chronomancer. And so red, splitting their attention maybe a little bit too much. Get punished. They do get punished here. Okay.
Just like that, blue team takes a capture point.
And Celeste now backing off.
Did you see that?
Looks for Misha. You know, I'll say this, though. Dude, Cole's kind of cooked. This Druid, this is a really interesting thing to note, guys. The Druid from Cole has been consistent value in every single game, pretty much. Like, it does appear that even these Mesmers are finding this build a little bit annoying to deal with. It has been very high value in every match. Of course, not the highest damage build, but it's kind of this duelist support combo, right? That is very good at stabilizing these encounters, has that revival potential, of course, that can be very annoying to deal with in some of these team fights. There's a huge amount of damage, though, coming from 55. And the Willbender gets focused down. Like, that is the thing, you know, Willbender, it has the damage output, but I think 55 have identified it as a threat now, and they're trying to shut it down as hard as they possibly can. Probably needs to be with either the Druid or the Chrono to get value now. We'll certainly need some support to withstand the focus from the Mesmers. Yeah, it's Avatar Druid from Cole. This is the setup. Here it is. Skirmishing, Wilderness Survival. Oh, I click him just as he dies. Boyce. And of course, Frey securing that kill. Boyce just throwing the spears. Ports up. He's scared of attempting to do the jumping puzzle. Uses the port instead. I respect it. Oh, and things are starting to kind of fall apart there. It was a good start for 50. It was a good start actually for the red team here, but they're starting to crumble. 55 after stumbling a little bit, losing a couple of kills early on. They're now kind of dominating this game at this stage, and red team, they're going to have to go for a full regroup, and it's going to cost them a lot of points to do that. Willbender dies. Have to go for a full regroup. Oh, the Spectre already dropped down. That might get punched. And blue team, they're just kind of committing here. They're just going to go for it. They're just going to try and peel out their teammates here. Necromancer also drops in, but they need to go for a full regroup here. Chrono is now back in the mix, but they're still going to be fighting 4v5 until their Willbender is back in 15 seconds. And I think the Druid is going to die here already. Oh, this is really, really bad. It's another stagger. Yeah, red team has kind of fallen apart at this point. Necromancer getting bullied by a million clones. Gets healed by the Chrono, but is that enough? Very nice port. Back onto the kite spot, but yeah, the blue team, they are relentless. It's going to keep going for it. Keep piling on the pressure. They find the kill. They get the knock. And again, back to a 4v5 against the red team. And I think there's so much momentum in favor of 55. There's almost no way of recovering now. And yeah, guys, look, no Boyce, no win. What does that tell you? It means Boyce is win, right? Simple as that. No Boyce, no win. Wait, yes Boyce, yes win. You guys know what I'm saying? Guys, my PC burning up. Any swappers? Blaming the PC. Sword Flame Master sets fire to his own machine during this gameplay. And rank 55 Dragons, Annihilation. It's pumping. And well, this game is over. The game ends. Do we have anything else that's going on? Oh, we actually have this game. Here we go. 221 to 254. XX Gamble God XX. Nice. Some good names here. Let's see which team can come out on top here. Blue team with a double cap right now. Red team down a player. But pushing out onto that. They immediately get a kill. Onto this Whirlbender. They have got the sword buff, so it's going to get stomped no matter what. Smurf running out, but oh, Tudu obliterated by the Thief in the 1v1. Axe Thief just obliterating. Claims another victim. Secures that kill. And that is the end of that. Rev now moving in. Almost catches the Thief. Gets that one shot. We'll be playing, of course, this Heretic Amulet, I believe. Oh, sorry, not the Heretic. Tyrant Amulet. And the Thief is forced to back away. What is Red Team's next move going to be? This Warrior needs to get back on the node. Get back to being annoying. Is going to be doing that immediately. And now, Red need to win this fight. Their Chrono needs to not die here. Is that going to happen? No. Man, some of these games are so bloody. I think a big part of that is because I think the rotations are a little bit slower. When the rotations are a bit slower like this, people die all the time. And I think there's also just a huge... There's like an insane amount of greed, right? Like the amount of greed here is absolutely insane. Because like this Chrono was like, I will not leave the node. I will never, ever leave the node. And to be honest, I do respect that, but if you do that, you are almost certainly going to die. Chrono now back in the mix. I'm going to get back to middle, but again, it's a little bit too late. Red Willbender already dead. Warrior, once again, facing this Thief and not having a fun time. Pops the Defiant stance. It's now assisted by the Red Thief too, but gets obliterated there once again. Kamikaze Carl putting in the work in these 1v1s, securing another kill, and this Warrior is just not finding the way to live into the Axe Thief. Axe Thief secures the kill. Going to be writing a balance complaint on the forums, I think, after that one. But anyway, blue team, I think just having the advantage here. Like, that Warrior not being able to hold the 1v1s, very problematic. Not sure if the Willbender is going to do much better either, to be honest. Like, it's hard to interact with this Thief build. Gets a burst off. Is it going to be enough? Thief holding on. No renewed focus. Damage coming through. 400 HP and boom. Carl claims another victim. Crafty annihilated over here. And blue team kind of getting carried here, to be honest. Like, blue team is doing a very good job here. Well, no, that's unfair, because they're also winning the team fights as well. But the Thief is certainly a high contributor here, guys. A very high contributor to this matchup, I would say. Okay. And blue team now with a triple cap. Red have got the artifacts, so maybe they can make some magic. But they've got a player down, and that's going to rally Gamble God as well. Maybe this Thief can do... Oh, hang on. Yeah, the Willbender attacks the Thief, feeds, and now gets stomped out. Okay, if Red Team have an opportunity, it is this. But they are going to have to answer this Thief at some point. They've got to answer this Thief. And they also need to decap every node within the next 20 seconds. Which is... It's not easy. Oh, maybe they kill the Thief, though. Is there actually some potential? The Thief gets caught! No escape there. They've got to split. Yep. The Rev identifies. This has to go far. Has to go far now. Can we even make it in time, though? No, don't go middle. Oh, yeah, there we go. Realize that we have to go far. It's going to be really tough, though. They've got to get this. They've got to win this 2v2 really quickly. And it's into a Bunker Warrior, I think, as well.
Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, and the Thief is coming back. They're losing middle as well. That is not good. Yeah, that just not... If this game went on for another 30 seconds, Red Team would lose because they're also losing every fight. But There was some potential there. Yeah. Incredible. GG. Lots of respect here between the teams. Love to see that. Very good. And I think that's probably going to be getting towards the end of the Swiss rounds, actually. Oh, this one is still going, actually. Crocodile. Team Crocodile is here.
Did you see that? Red
Oh, hang
team
on.
got a capture
Blue
point.
team. Crocodile here. Who else could it be, guys? I hadn't seen this guy. But now we have a team, guys. We've got some old school players, guys. We have Avatar, a.k.a. Guffel TV, a.k.a. Master of the Universe, a.k.a. Held der Zeit. Made in China also here. In the mix, on the core guard. Some things never change, guys. But anyway.
Artifacts are accruing power.
Blue team winning the game right now, and yeah, I think killing this, killing the Reap here is going to end the game for them, because all they got to do is bunker down one node to end this, finishing off the Chronomancer. Red team were able to get the double cap, of course, but that is not good enough. It is over. Avatar, actually having a little bit of difficulty versus the Tempest. Please, Ellie, Mental Mace. No idea what's going on there. Jump of the Dodge Dog moves in. Gets that kill. Wait, what is this? Look at this cook from Garkos. Condi Scepter Daredevil. You can't stop this guy. If you remove Garkos from this game, red team has negative 1 million points. But even Garkos isn't enough here. Jump of the Dodge Dog. Can't win this. Sent Nodes has been eliminated. Is that the end? It might be the end. Oh, wait, this one's still going on. Some of these games are starting really late. Okay, hang on. We've got a comeback here as well. 353.89. Haven't seen, actually, on the Willbender. Double Willbender here from Red. This would be a bit of a... This would be a huge upset, actually. You know, what? This would be a crazy upset. Core Guardian, double Willbender. Support Chrono and then Herald. Looks like Blue is starting to solidify their hold on this game, though. Zintrex just kind of shoving players away. Wanting to hold on to middle. Probably wants to let Asdome rotate while he holds there. Might have to go and help this player as well, who is actually playing the Dagger Catalyst. Gets that kill right as the red player is rotating in. Zintrex in the mix there as well. 2v1 here. Blue team have got the double cap. They're also holding this neutral just fine. What's going on in this 1v1? It's Azadome versus a support Chrono, I think. Yeah, that is not going to be comfy there for the red Chrono. Definitely doesn't want to be involved in that one. Like, the sword dagger set is going to be absolutely brutal, removing all the boons and, of course, getting through the unblockable of the Chrono as well. But, yeah, it's a matter of time until Blue team wins this game and very likely moves on to... Oh, it's Scepter Dagger, rather. Scepter Dagger, not Dagger. I misread the abilities. Heretic Amulet, Rune of the Warrior, Relic of Rivers, Earth, Arcane, and Catalyst. A lot of Relic of Rivers being played here, guys. I wonder why. I mean, it's a pretty good one. It's definitely a very powerful relic. I'll give you that.
Did you see that? Red team
Highly
got a
potent,
capture
you
point.
could say. But anyway,
Artifacts have reached maximum power.
Blue team solidifying their hold. Chrono, or Catalyst rather, and the Warrior. Holding this point down. Absolutely no problem. Getting the pull. Holding on. And that's how it is. 496.
Did you see that? Red team got
And
a
that's the end of the
capture
game.
point.
500. Interesting game, though, actually. Red team was really holding their own there, up against their opponents, with a highly unorthodox composition. Willbender is truly OP, guys. Not OP enough to win this game, though. All right, that's it. Here are the top 8. Let's see who it's going to be. Who is it gonna be? All right. So, Master of Disaster faces the person of interest. Magnum Opus versus Cole. Corsair versus Unholy Mox, and Worms versus Caspi. This is actually very interesting because, again, it could be a Worms 55 final, as we saw previously. So, Realistically, it's going to be 55 winning here. Who is Magnum Opus, actually? I actually don't know what that team name is. Like, who they are. Oh, yeah, it's this team. Yeah, the Zintrex team is Magnum Opus. This is a pretty interesting game, I think. Well, definitely, I think that's probably going to be the one to watch. This could go either way. Corsair versus Unholy Mox. Oh, yeah, it's this team. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know these guys. Huh. Joker. Yeah, man. I feel like there's some players, some old school players coming back. I feel like I haven't seen this guy play for ages. Rusk. Auto aim nade pumper with a double holo. It's a pretty different team comps being played here. Oh wow. One team just straight up, yeah, one team just declined. Oh, it was a 55. Yeah, the 55 team against 55 declined. Just immediately move on. So Worms versus Caspi, and then it's going to be 55 versus the winner of Magnum Opus there. And honestly, all these games could be relatively interesting. I think we'll look at the Cole game, though. Go look at the Cole game. So on the red team, it's Elderwood Bard. Honestly, good map for it, by the way. I feel like Druid's troll potential is very powerful on Temple. I'm probably relatively happy to see this. Gauntlet on Spellbreaker. Makes sense here. Necro is too slow. Especially in this current meta, you're not going to get value out of Necro on this map, really. So I like the reroll here by Gauntlet. Dark Cosmic Jin. Support Chrono. Maya Celeste. Blasting on Spectre with the stealth. Sword Flame Master. Ready to pump. On the Willbender. Blue of Calamist on the support Chrono. Azadome on Deadeye. Smurf on the Scepter Dagger Catalyst, actually. I presume this is not a Melon, actually. If I had to guess. Hanyu is Hanyu on the... well, this is the DPS mess, right? And then finally, we have Zintrex on Spellbreaker. All right, let's do this. So, Cole's already got the node here. So as long as he can just not die, he will hold. Ooh, but there's not going to be a reinforcer. Maybe the Thief, maybe Maya can actually get this decap, then go and assist. That might be the way to go here. I can fight into the support Chrono, but Cole is going to be left in this 1v2. It's going to be hard to hold on against, I think, versus the Deadeye. Very, very difficult indeed. Okay. Off to an interesting start, though. The Catalyst did get taken out there. Gauntlet. Dark Cosmic Jin and the Willbender getting that kill. The Willbender really, to me, is the important player. I think we're going to be following this Willbender around because this essentially is going to be where kills are going to be generated, right? Like, this player needs to be generating kills. Ooh, Celeste goes down to here in middle. Can the Chrono get the res? Oh, it was like 99%. And the other Chrono dies for it as well. Oh, no, that is really, really unfortunate. Willbender arriving, but it's a little bit too late to get anything done there. However, red team did hold. Like, Cole didn't die. That's very important he didn't die. He does have to get ready for this Thief rotation, though. He knows that kills are secured on middle, and he knows that that means Azadome is on the way. Gets a very nice CC there, actually. Cole playing this well. Has the Signet of Stone. Okay. Is holding on. Has Buff of Stars up in a little bit of a moment as well. Nice reflect there from the red Chrono to help Cole out. And red team, very much holding their own there. Gauntlet going on to middle to begin that decap. Ooh, but Blue Thief slips away into the night and is going to be able to initiate that decap there. So red team now have to get this fight done. They've got their Willbender in play here, and there's the support, so they've got damage. Do they have enough damage? That's the question. It's a big question to answer, too, because they're a team comp. They do have the Druid, which is not doing a crazy amount of DPS. In this matchup, Cole actually decides to rotate away from that fight for that exact reason, I believe. And will not deal with the Thief. I think this is pretty... I think Cole's going to be pretty happy with this. Like, can deny a lot of value from the Thief by fighting this, and I think can eventually decap. Yeah, blue team trying to move the fight over to get some reinforcements in, but red team won middle as well, getting that capture. However, blue still in the slight advantage with the double cap. But red team now rotating in relatively aggressively. Oh, this Willbender getting pressured very, very hard, though. Does have a heal skill available, and then just renews focus as well. Gets healed up there by the Chronomancer too. And now does the Willbender connect. The Willbender connects a little bit. They really want to get that support. Makes sense. Of course, does have the sticking power to do so. I think Spectre also looking to get some damage there. But yeah, red team
Stillness
just
has
not
appeared.
feeling like they're able to actually win these fights. They're not feeling like they've got quite enough to get these fights, and they try and defuse it. And that is their plan. Like, we've seen them play this out in their other matches. They don't really want a team fight. They don't want to have these big fights. And I think that blue team has kind of identified that. They're trying to force larger fights. They've got 3 players in them or more. Which is definitely not what red team wants. Red team want to be utilizing the Spellbreaker and the Druid to be playing all 3 of these nodes. They want to be being super, super annoying, right? And like just decapping, holding, stalling, 1v2ing, 2v3s, right? Like utilizing the support from the Druid to hold outnumbered with another player there and so on. They don't really want to go bigger than that. And blue team has not been, they've been making that very awkward. It's been like very, very awkward for the blue team to do that, or for the red team to do that. Good position here by Asdome, very annoying. Might force the decap against the Spectre. Now, of course, Spectre, I think, actually can do pretty well on these 1v1s. Has that ability to apply a lot of conditions, which can be annoying for the Thief to deal with, I think. But the Deadeye also has a lot of damage. No heal skill on the Spectre for a while. And yeah, drives away Maya, at least for the time being. Looks for a kill elsewhere. Would definitely like to force the node to allow Gauntlet to be on a red node, right? Nice combo port. That doesn't quite land onto the Catalyst. The Catalyst, I think, will them getting forced away, but actually, no, the Chronoman's support is rotating well here, actually. Gets into the mix immediately and denies any value from that Thief. So far, blue team, I think, rotating a little bit better here, a little bit faster. It feels to me that red team is being forced to react, right? They've been forced to react to the rotations of blue, and that's not where you want to be. You want to be setting the tempo for the game, and red team has not been able to do that so far. So well played by red, I think. Let's see if they can make a comeback. Of course, things are about to change. 8:30 is when the buffs come up, both top buff and bottom buff, and that will prompt rotations out of both teams. That's where things can be different. Ooh, Cole's got to be a little bit careful here. He is actually having a bit of difficulty in this 1v1 against the Warrior. Should be okay, though, I think. Does have Celestial Avatar coming up. Oh, but having said that, 2k health. Has a block. Yeah, had to drop out. Couldn't go for it. Can he actually hold on? Gets the heal off. Oh, he actually holds. Just barely, but yeah, forced to pop Glyph of Stars just for the boons. Getting that protection uptime. Gets a knock and holds on. Woof. Very sweaty moment there, but Nerves of Steel from Cole should allow him to secure this node with the assistance of the Spectre. Yeah, Zintrex trying to hold on. He's able to get onto the node to cap that.
Red team wins.
Okay, there's the node, but blue team with a very sizable advantage. Now, here come the buffs. We have the Chronomons from red going for them. Yeah, is intercepted, though, by the Catalyst. And that's not super happy days. Although not the worst thing in the world, because the Chrono here for red is not crazy value. Like, having it be the staller, I don't think is the worst thing in the world. Of course, if it does get +1, if another player from blue comes here, it gets very scary. But the Chrono can stall indefinitely here, I think, and just basically get this Catalyst off the map.
Blue team takes a capture point.
And that kind of does work for red, if I'm being honest, because having that Catalyst off the map essentially means that it's going to end up more skirmishy, which is what they want. It's going to be more of these 1v1s, 1v2s, and 2v2s, right? So defusing the support and the Catalyst is actually helping red team right now, I think. I think they do need to be tracking Azadome, though. Azadome, I think, has been a little bit ahead of Red Thief this game. Certainly getting the better decaps here, and maybe red team need to be calling the rotations, tracking that Thief a little bit better. Because so far, he's been getting a lot of value on that Deadeye. Getting another full decap into cap there is really not much fun whatsoever, I think, for that. Yeah, the Catalyst, realizing this is not where they want to be, they swap for the Chrono. Which, again, I don't think red team hates. The more spread out the fighting, it's still completely fine for them. But yeah, the Catalyst being rotated out, definitely a good maneuver, I believe, here for the blue team. And yeah, the Willbender dies. The Willbender just hasn't been able to connect. I feel like that's almost the issue here for red. We have not been seeing kills being secured by this Willbender. The blue team, I think, has been a little bit too quick on the rotation, and also just durable as well. Like, there aren't that many good targets for this Willbender, if we're being real here, guys. Like, what do you go for if you're the Willbender here? Like, you're not going to have an easy time killing the Deadeye. Catalyst is not going to be easy whatsoever, actually. A lot of powerful defensive potential on this build. Lots of protection, blocks, right? All that kind of good stuff is present on this build. Support Chrono, maybe, but again, pretty tanky build. There really aren't good options for the Willbender. Yeah, he's re-rolling here. I kind of like that, but it's too late now. He's going back over to another Spellbreaker, but again, this game is all but over at this stage. Bit of a desperation move. Probably should have gone for something like that a little bit earlier if you're going to make that happen. But yeah, 420 points now for the blue team. And is there a realistic way for red to decap here? They have even less damage now. They've got less DPS without that Willbender. How are they going to get through this Catalyst? How are they going to get through the Bunker Warrior? I don't see it happening, to be honest. I really, really don't. That is the end of that. Blue team, Cole dies. Elderwood Bard in the downstate, being taken out by the Thief. And 5 points matter at this point as well, accelerating us towards the end of the game. Let's see, have the other games resolved, actually? Yeah, it's gonna, none of us is Caspi. I mean, there could be some potential there. That could be a relatively close game, but we'll actually quickly hop into that now. I mean, the ending of this one is, unfortunately, a foregone conclusion for the red team. They are eliminated from the tournament. 4 points a tick. Game ends in 1 second, and there it is. Let's see how this one's going. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, Worms. Oof. Yeah, rough game for red here. Ah, yeah, Necro's just no good. I mean, Necro's not going to cut it on this map. No way. Kasu with the DH. Interesting little swap there, but it's not going to cut it.
Blue team grabbed the capture point.
Blue team get the cap, and they end the game with a very decisive victory. 500 points. Worms, they're not done. They want to face 55 again. It's going to be the Master of Disaster versus Team Magnum Opus. Ha! Bit of a fun grudge match there, guys, I think. And then, of course, we have Corsair versus Worms. Man, these are kind of bangers, man. Yeah, these are... Whew. We've got some serious games. We have got some serious games here, guys. Could be Worms. Well, I mean, it's Worms versus Worms. We've got French 1 versus French 2. This is the Riken team versus, of course, French Worms main. Then Misha, Master of Disaster, versus Magnum Opus is going on there. Both those games exciting. I'm new to MMO. Never played MMO. Everyone says Warcraft. What's your opinion on MMO at the moment? What should I give my time to? It's so confusing. Got my first PC. Honestly, I'd try them both. Right? You know, if you install one MMO, it doesn't mean you're not allowed to play other ones. Some people will try and tell you that once you're committed, like you're locked in, and if you ever play another game, then the sunk cost fallacy will eat your soul. But I can tell you that isn't true. That is not true. Hell yeah. Yeah, Misha's team is ranked 55 dragons. And then we've got, well, Team Magnum Opus here, then Team Corsair, and then finally French Worms. I'm going to be right back, guys. We're going to get going. All right. Okay, guys, we've got a team kill here. It's French versus French. Steam free player Goku here. We have Warrior number 1. Warrior number 2. So it looks like they aren't changing anything up. They're still going with this double Spellbreaker. Is Goku playing strength, though? Is he playing strength? No, he's not playing strength. Still defense with discipline. We have seen him break out the strength sometimes. We have the Herald from Azaz. Attack, of course, on the Daredevil. Not playing the Axe build, just regular old DP Thief. And Kill on the support Chronomancer as well. Maybe one relog coming through here as well. And we face the blue team. Support Chrono here. Yeah, support Chronomancer here. Who is this player? It's Zealous. We have Riken. On a a DPS Chrono. Yes, it's the DPS build. Wait, what is this actually? This is another Chrono build cook. Avatar support Chrono, and then Heretic support
Hold on to
chrono.
your points.
Interesting.
Seize theirs.
So we're actually running double inspiration chrono for like mega support and healing with rifle spear. Then we have the Mirage, which I believe is like a, yeah, this is a damage Mirage build, obviously here. Then we have the Vindicator coming out from Vague and Krog on the Warrior. We have some very, very interesting setups here, actually, from the blue team. And I think some of this is an attempt to maybe find something that works into these Chronomancer builds that are being played by 55. We do have the relog. Ah, yeah, we have a Spree rerolling to another. Is this another? Yeah, it's double. Is it double support chrono? It absolutely is. Interesting approach here. So double chrono, and bear in mind, you don't get misled by this. Support chrono is still a bit of a damage monster right now. Avatar Amulet is no slouch when combined with the Mesmer Spear. But a lot of healing coming out from both of these teams. We could be in for a real slow match here because there's a huge amount of support on both sides here. Warriors just having a fun time over there, performing their respective 1v1s. All the action going down over on this side of the map. And red team just blasting. We actually have Skiddo in trouble on the Mirage. Tries to run away, gets taken out. And French Worm securing first blood here. I don't think that's really revivable. No, it absolutely is not. Blue team going to have to just disengage away from this. I like the decision. They're just going to run, let the Warrior kind of handle the bunker. And, well, imagine if it goes to 5 points and like nobody ever captures anything. That is not entirely outside of the realm of possibility, by the way. That could happen. That could happen. Okay, and so far Goku actually is kind of winning this 1v1. I believe this is Goku. God damn it. Okay, it's hard to keep track of. But anyway, Goku, doing a good job, is going to get +1 there. But of course, is being now matched by the second support Chronomancer. Saving the day in just a moment. Yeah, they're resustaining there. Meanwhile, we have this fight over here. It's pretty stable. Warrior into the Revenant. And then we have another Mesmer kill, rotating over to this big fight over here. Okay, well, here we go then. Of course, this is going to make it a 3v3. Now, we saw Worms win that 3v3 last time. And again, here comes the support. It's going to resustain Goku immediately. We've got the Null Field too. That will be very handy against the Chronos, removing those boons AoE. Very powerful, of course, in addition to granting resistance and super speed and removing conditions. But very stable fight. We are 3 minutes in, guys, and we've only got 1 kill. Okay, guys, Bunker Meta is back. Welcome to the Bunker Meta. But, well, I mean, I guess 55 are kind of playing Bunker. It's just that Mesmer is weird right now, and you can play Bunker while also having Berserker Amulet. I don't know what's going on at this point. But anyway, yeah, blue team kind of getting driven away here. Are red team going to get a cap? That's the big question. Is anyone going to get a cap? How is this 1v1 going? It's actually very, very even. Krog actually driven off the node there by Azaz, so maybe he'll be able to... Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, that Warrior's got to be a little bit careful. Was kind of baiting, I think, there with the Defiance start to try and get some of his health back. Azaz's not really falling for it, and I think we might see Azaz eventually get the cap on this node, because Krog is a little bit low on cooldowns. Doesn't really have a crazy amount. Really doesn't want to give it up. Can't really give it up, to be honest, if they want to actually have any hope of kind of winning this game. Can't really give that up. So actually makes the wise decision to get back on the node. Has Rampage and Defiance stance up in just a couple of moments. And there we go. There's the Rampage. Kind of forces the Rev off the node a little bit. Gets a CC. But actually, the condition pressure, it's not trivial. Actually, this Warrior's got to be a little bit careful. Has to Defiance stance again. Meanwhile, the Mirage in a little bit of trouble. Does go downside. I think that's going to be another... Yo, guys! I think it's going to be another 5 points for French Worms. Oh, my God. And there it is. Up to 10 points. 5 minutes into the game, guys. Getting some Pro League flashbacks, and I think Azaz might finally be able to cap that node, actually, as we do have a bit of an implosion from the blue team. Chronomancer dies over here on that far node. Azaz, I think he's going to find the cap. Can Krog make it? Oh, he actually makes it 1 tick. Okay. Oh, no, he gets knocked off. Wait. Oh. Okay, but they're going to get the cap over here on the waterfall, and I feel like that's kind of GG. Is this just game over? Wait, this is just game over, no? Because, yeah, now red has this node. How is blue ever going to get it back? Like, Goku is on it? I mean, if Azaz gets this game, ooh, potentially greedy rotations here from red. They're going to actually play this, this 1v2. I think we just want to force the node here and then get in the fight on middle. Of course, Red team is pretty tanky, so they can probably hold relatively easily, if we're being honest here. I don't really see... I don't really see them dying, even if they're outnumbered temporarily. Yeah, not going to go for, though. Like, they're content to leave Azers to 1v1 here, and then kind of get back to this, like, big team fight over here on middle. And again, the Worms just been slightly ahead in all of these fights. They've got that cap. There's no Thief. Like, there's no Thief on either team here, so there's no, like, decap potential. And, you know, Thief, guys, I know we all hate Thief, right? And, like, Thief can be really frustrating to play against sometimes, but, look, hot take. Thief does kind of make the game better, because Thief, in some ways, prevents this from happening. Or at least a little bit, kind of. Or at least to this extent, anyway. You know, sometimes it can actually make stuff like this worse, because it can incentivize, like, mega bunkery builds, actually, that kind of deny the Thief value if Thief is really good and you want to kind of play around it. In some sense, this is kind of trying to do that, like to make Thief not good by being so bunkery that Thief can't do anything. But now with Krog dying, yeah, with the Warrior dying, this game is actually over. Let's actually see if there's anything going on in the other match, because this game is unironically over. I don't think Blue Team is going to be capable of getting a single point here. They need to reroll. I think they actually have to relog. I think the only way they win is by relogging. We'll see if they do that later on. And yeah, wow, this is also a similarly slow game here, actually, from this matchup. But again, similarly, 55 just ahead. They've got this cap. 28 points for the red team here, so a little bit different. But again, this is kind of a map where this sort of thing is going to happen. Red team are able to get this node. Misha will initiate the 1v1 while support chrono from red is going to push elsewhere. Like, this map is very linear, no secondary objective. It can lead to matches that end up like this because it's simply so quick to rotate between points. It's quite difficult to actually catch your opponents, right? Like, it's non-trivial to do that because of how linear it is. You can see where your opponents are basically all the time, leading to it ending up being this way. So as Boyce going for the cleave, it's a really juicy start off, actually. I think the cleave is going to be good enough. 55 get that kill. That should secure them the waterfall there as well. Oh, they're going to find the support chrono as well. Is the Daredevil going to die? Does die, yeah. Draza actually kills Asdome in the 1v1 too, and he can simply bleed that. I mean, 55 have just demolished. Yeah, support chrono from red dying there as well. Asdome dead. Everyone's dead. Zintrek's the only player left alive, having the 1v1 of his life here on middle, but I think he's going to have to concede this. He's going to end up in a 4v1, and this just might be a triple cap for the rest of the game. This might actually just be the complete end. Zintrex. Oh, they're actually not going to bother. They need to deny this revive, actually. Cinder's in, shutting it down. Yeah, should be able to do so quite nicely. Meanwhile, they're trying to force Zintrex off the node. But again, this node is really tricky when you're dealing with a slower meta because it's big, right? It's actually just a big node. And what that means is it's very difficult to actually force your opponent off it, right? It's very easy to contest this node for Zintrex. So very hard to kind of dislodge him from that. But as you can see, single cap still ticking away. Still ticking away. Red Thief playing? I think he's playing, yeah, he's playing SD and then Shortbow. So it's SD, Acrobatics, Trickery, and then, of course, the Daredevil as well. Boyce in a bit of trouble. Gets the Glint heal off. Does have a shield block in a couple of moments. Won't help him against the SD Thief, but might keep him alive a little bit. Trying to peel out the Chronomancer. A rifle connects there from Draz, though, to evacuate that player. And I think Frey should be just about okay. Yeah, gets into the minecart. Gets into the minecart.
Red team got a capture point.
And there we go. Blue team now converging on middle. Looks like it might be an all-out team fight. And again, I think that's just good for 55. Like, their comp is just monstrous, right? When they have all of those boons together, all those chronos, the Rev being in there as well, which also applies its own boons, but also is going to be doing a lot of AoE damage. Cinderella does get caught. I think there's no saving him either. There's no revival potential from the blue team. So that is something. But I think all this is going to do is prompt the blue team to play incredibly defensively, right? Like, that's what this is going to do. They're just going to get defensive. They're going to hunker down a little bit until their Thief is back in the mix. They're almost finding a kill onto the support chrono of red as well, actually. Oh, sorry, the DPS chrono, rather, of red. Not able to do that, at least for the time being. But again, blue still in control. They've got the sides. Boyce and Draza chasing away the Catalyst. I think finding that kill, yeah, big kill. Very nice CC combo there from both of those players. And they're going to open the door here as well, because, yeah, he's going to Vapor Form through. Doesn't quite make it, actually, so they don't need to kill the door. But they might as well at this point, just kind of bleeding him out here as well. The door actually ignored as the Thief sneakily got in there and got that decap. But 315 points to 88. I think we're in trouble here if we're red. I mean, there's no real way to come back. Let's see if maybe some really crazy stuff happened over here in this game. Whoa, okay, yeah. It's got worse, guys. Behold the God comp. 500-0. Red team actually lose a player. Esprit feeding. Surely. Wait, is this it? Oh. We arrive just as the res is coming through. Worms collapsing. All 5 worms dying. Fully cleaved out of middle. And they die with 15 points. Worms feeding at the last second. Esprit, main feeder for red team, actually. And that's how it is. They go to the finals. Yeah. And blue team just kind of playing this one out at this stage. They know they've won. They know they face the worms in the finals. And I think, well, I'm going to be curious if worms go with this setup, right? That's the big question. Do they think that almost like the double support works into the triple chrono? I mean, honestly, I've got no clue. Like, they'll have obviously been thinking about it. They'll have cooked something up. They absolutely will. Draza in the down state here as well. Sin definitely can't recover this realistically. He might end up going down state himself, actually. I was able to stealth away with a little bit of that Deadeye magic. But again, a single node is going to get it done. Boyce, he wants the Lord. Boyce is considering it. Well, I mean, Boyce is like almost like... I feel like he's barely even playing the game at this stage. Went in, broke down the door, got the kill on the Mesmer. Now moving back into the mix, we'll intercept this Catalyst here. Start getting to work on this. It is a 2-cap for red, but that's not even enough. It would have to be a triple cap. They need to actually decap the Graveyard, which is going to be easier said than done, by the way, for the reasons we discussed previously in the other match, the Zintrax game. Boyce doesn't really want... Does he want to waste his time here with this Catalyst? I'm not sure if he totally does. He's going to keep 1v1ing and maybe wait for a +1. He's doing a good job of it so far, but the Catalyst is not going to be easy to kill, I think. Now Draz is moving in, and he has kind of softened up the Catalyst. And here we go, but that will be responded to here by the support of the red team. So, oh, hang on, that is some big cleave coming out from that Mesosphere. It almost feels like players get surprised by it every time, how much damage it really does. And yeah, Boyce and Draza land a massive combo, instantly obliterating the red team. Securing 2 more kills. They actually did get decapped on middle, as we did see Frey fall. So, red kind of putting in a little bit of work, but Zintrax getting stomped. And, of course, on the other side, we have Calamist also dying there as well, and the Catalyst. That really is going to seal the deal. 55 are going to the finals. Red team are going to get driven away from this. Can't really contest that. It might be ending on a triple cap for blue. I think it definitely is. Chrono gets taken out. There it is.
Blue team takes a capture point.
Kill being secured. And that's a triple cap, 55. They end up on a triple cap, just like the French Worms. And they're going to the finals. Worms. Worms, worms, worms. All right, we're going to get a prediction up, guys. Prediction is going to be going up in just a moment. Red build, this is what Boyce is playing. Playing Herald there with the Tyrant Amulet, Lynx. Relic of Rivers, Mace, Shield, Spear, and of course, got the trailers that's been popping up, Corruption, and of course, Retribution. It's pretty big stuff. Alright, the prediction is up. We're moving on to the grand finals right now. Here it comes. 55 versus French Worms, 2nd month in a row. The rematch is here, guys. The rematch is here. And I am just thinking, like, have Worms got a strat? Have the Worms found the strat that works into these Chronomancers? We honestly don't know. We'll have to see if they've cooked. Their original strat did not work. Let's see if this one will. Vote in the prediction, guys. It's time. Who won the last monthly? It was 55. Gamba, guys. I mean, people, honestly, there's some worm believers. There are some actual worm believers here, guys. It's about 33% for worms. Oh, now it's increased. Oh, a lot of people betting on 55. I'm actually curious, guys. Let me, let's take a look. Is NA over? Is the NA one over, or is it going at the same time? Oh, it is going at the same time. Guys, we have another absolute... We have two massive finals. Because we have Cut from Team USA versus Team USA again on NA. So we'll try... I almost want to try to... Yeah. Almost kind of want to keep track of it, you know? Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah. Riken 250k points. I mean, look, you know, Worms are always going to back up Worms, guys. It's French content. Yeah. Look, if you guys... Look, I will remake Worms command with all Worms if you guys give me a list of all Worms. Those commands haven't been updated since, like, Moda 1, I think. But look, if you want me to update full Worms, I will do it. We can have a full exclamation mark Worms command. That can happen. 2 Spellbreaker, 2 Vindicator Rivers, 500-0 for Worms. It's going good. It's very nice of you to ask, Fine G's. All right, we're in. Oh, wait. Could it be? Guys, the stage is set. For those who don't know, this is the cursed map for 55. They do not like this map, guys. They do not like it. They lost to Worms in Swiss last monthly on this map. There's actually some context behind this. They had a bad time of this map back in the old pro days, actually, of Guild Wars 2. Can they overcome the curse? Can they overcome the curse? 55 going with a triple chrono. Once again, we see it. We see what they've been doing. They're running the same stuff. And the Worms, they are going to be doing the double Spellbreaker. They're doing the double Spellbreaker. We've got the Herald from Azaz. And I think we're playing the double support, or kind of like the hybrid support. Yep. Tac logs in, and it is the support chrono. They're going to play the double support. Some tech choices are as well with the null field. The null field is in play. That will, of course, be removing the boons from the chronos and the heralds. Oh, and Sin with the Daredevil, actually. And I think this is also a tech choice. Like, he's aware there's going to be a lot of projectile reflection coming through. And a lot of, you know, he wants to go for, like, very heavy unblockable damage, so he's playing the Bound Daredevil. He wants to be able to kill these chronos. And Azaz goes for the Vindy, and it's actually a support Vindy! Oh my god! He swaps at the last second, guys, into the Bunker Vindicator. That's a triple node contest. Worms running essentially 3 supports, 3 bunkers. This is Worm meta, guys. Worm meta. But actually, Misha already winning this 1v1. I feel this is actually kind of bad. Yeah, because of course, Misha playing DPS, so the support chrono is going to have a hard time of it. Worms, they want to force the issue over here. Meanwhile, the Warrior here is able to actually drive the Thief away, so it's going to be a node apiece here. If Worms actually win the fight, they kill Draza during all of that. Misha now in trouble as well. Misha goes downstate. Oh no, the curse. The curse is landing. Syndra trying to deal with this way. He's going to have to give up the node, though. A very good start here for French Worms. There's the cap. Sides belong to Worms.
Did you see that?
It was a smart move from Esprit to actually leave that fight on middle. They realized, like, he couldn't really do anything into the damage chrono. So immediately pushed over there to just get into that team fight. Get into that team fight and provide value. And they actually get the decap on middle, of course, picking up those 2 kills. Now, this is a little bit tricky, I think, for 55 now, because, guys, bear in mind, we are dealing with a Bunker Rev, a Bunker Warrior, and then double support. It's not going to be easy to force these players away. And bear in mind, Worms, they're okay with conceding middle. They're all right with playing defensive here. They're fine with that. That's not a problem to them. They can give that away. They just don't want to concede 2 nodes, right? Oh, but a little bit slow to assist Azaz. They're going for the res. The Storm is going to come through. It lands. Okay, so a little bit slow on the rotation there by Worms, actually. I think they wanted to kind of hang around middle, but they get punished. Like, the very quick rotation by Syndra gets in there. And there you have that last in a strike, guys. Like, that damage from that sword dagger, it's too much for these Mesmers to live. They're trying to hold on as much as they can, but kill's going to fall as well. They've got to be careful not to feed here, too. They need to just not feed. They need to go for a regroup. Warrior dies as well. Ooh. Rev's going to try and contest. Is okay in the 1v2, I think. Especially now that we have the second chrono moving in. That's probably all right. They can hold this. Another Mesmer now off respawn. Of course, this does leave the Warrior in the 1v2 on the other side. This Warrior really doesn't want to die. I think the Worms are okay if this guy lives. And I think we do live. Yeah, we do live. Kill going towards the middle. That forces Sind away, leaving this as a 1v1. Oh, Tack in trouble. Might have to continue just to live there. Tries to get the reset. Gets the reset, actually. And Worms holding on for dear life on these points. Wants to get back in. Wants to support the team. Gets it. Gets the mantra. There it is. On middle. Kill's in trouble, though. Doesn't want to beat you. Ooh. Good kiting there by Kill, but not out of the woods yet. That thief is going to be ravenous. Yeah, Syndra is insatiable. Gets a little bit caught there, but he's very low on cooldowns. Sind a little bit low. They're really pushing for it. Both teams trying to max it out there. Warrior can't really help this Chrono to live. Wants to find a mantra. Does he have an opportunity? Yes, he does. Gets the mantra. And Draza dies over here as well. The Worms are able to win this. Bear in mind, like, all these builds are avatars. They've got a bit of damage, a bit of healing on them. Worms maintaining their advantage. And I've got to say, guys, I do think this map is helping Worms. Their comp wouldn't like secondary objectives, right? They'd have to split up. They don't really want to do that. They want to be together as often as they can. They don't want to have to rotate away from the nodes. The red team, they want to be on node the whole game. They are playing a bunker composition in its purest form. They don't want to have objectives. And I think that these rerolls, this comp switch, it is sensible. I like the more defensive player as well. They got punished for being over-aggressive. They got punished for being over-aggressive early, and they've now responded to that. They're playing a bit more defensively. They're backing off more. Now, they've got to be careful to not overdo that. They need to push nodes. They want to get an advantage. But I do like the slight adaptation there in the playstyle. Okay, they don't want to give away this, though. They kind of can't do that. Oh, but they do have a sneaky decap coming through. Vindy's got to be careful, though. Azaz gets a dodge, gets a big heal. I love this decap there. Attack! Esprit, Worm's leader, of course.
Blue team takes a capture
Gets that decap. That's gnarly. That's dirty, actually. And they even find it. Oh, they catch Sind! That's massive! Can they? I don't think they can finish that, though. Kill's going for it. They want to go for it. If they get Sind, that's huge. Because that's so much of the damage. The anti-chrono pressure removed. Sind falls. That's very big. There's a window now for red team to get something done. Now, blue did get the double cap, but Worms are focusing. They want to win this fight a lot. There's no thief to threaten the decap, so now they've got to get through this. But, I mean, it's going to be... They don't have a crazy amount of damage, right? They do have the Mesmer Spear to carry them, but is that enough? Draza being focused once again. Has a precog well coming through. The age is going to be good, but 55 actually somehow winning this fight. 55! Actually recover this. Is this revive going to come through for Worms? Can it happen? No, it can't. Worms starting to implode here. Kill gets away. Able to blink. Misha on the hunt, though. Goku trying to help out, but a very big victory there for 55. It's a close game. 55 going to be crawling back into the advantage very, very soon. Can Kill live? He does live for now. Boyce in the mix. Okay. And this warrior here is in the mix now over there on the mansion. 1v2. We can see an advantage be created here if this warrior can hold. Defiant Stance available. No rampage for a while. Yeah, Blue Crow not going to bother with that. Probably for the best. But Worms need a decap, guys. That now, this is the disadvantage. This is the disadvantage for the bunker comp. Like, once you've lost the map, it's hard to get it back. It is indeed. Sind. Going to go for this Mesmer. I think he probably would be able to get the kill eventually, but ooh, Boyce getting chased down. No glint heal. Some good kiting, though, by the blue rev. Holds on. And there we go. And Worms going for a push here onto the mansion. They want to try and pick their opponents, peel their opponents apart. It's getting very, very close. We're going to be getting to the equilibrium point very, very soon. And I think they just got to watch it. They've just got to be watching out for this thief. Like, this thief is scary. Draza, once again, being focused. He's been having a rough game, honestly. They've been really focusing down Draza here. Identifying that target, calling it, and chasing it. Over Draza, he's having none of it. Kiting very well, utilizing the super speed uptime there from the Mesmers. Ooh, but is it going to be enough? It's not. Okay, now Worms need more, though. They need more. That's not good enough. They're looking for Boyce. Is he on Glint? There's the Glint heal. There we go. But now that's it. Can they get him? They want to get him. They're converging. Oh, but Boyce looks like he can slip away. And yeah, Worms just really trying to force that node. Misha thinking about if he wants to rotate. But hang on. Frey maybe getting caught here. That's the full support being eliminated. Are we going to see a decap here for Worms? Boyce still holding. Does he have a Glint heal up? I don't think he'll have it by now. I think it hasn't been 30 seconds yet. He's going to try and go for it. Gets supported now by Draza coming off respawn. Misha, of course, also doing the same. Precog wells going down. Aegis being dropped. I love how it's literally the same ability causing the issues. Yeah, one warrior forced out of the fight. This is the advantage of the thief. Look how the thief is essentially denying the value from this warrior. They can't fight, keeping it even. But Misha does get caught. And the warrior going for the cleave. El Inspector going for the stomp there as well. Does he find it? Yes, he does. Draza now in trouble. And we're almost seeing an inverted situation. Massive damage to Draza, though. Obliterates kill. Even in that rough situation. And now we've got a bit of a battle here. They're going for the res. Are they going to get the res? The cleave is absolutely massive. Is it too much? I think it might be. The res is going to come through, though. But the pressure is massively on the red team currently. And there's the decap at 55 now ahead. Because they did have that decap. They got into an advantage. Now the Worms have got to find a kill. Draza again getting bullied. He goes down state. And Worms are going to equalize this. They're going to be 1 point behind when that kill comes through. 1 point behind our Worms. 351 to 352. The heat is on in the bunker meta, guys. It's getting intense. Misha is the next target. 55 trying to regain their momentum. No heal skill available for Misha. He's trying to hold on. Gets pulled back in by the Magebane tether. And that's another kill secured. That kill is relevant, by the way. That kill puts them in the lead. And actually the decap has come through on middle. During all of that chaos, the warrior was able to find that with the interaction there with the thief. And Worms. Worms could be doing this. 5 minutes left in the game. 373 points. Warrior standing guard there. And 55 on the back foot. They've got to regroup. They've got to find a way to stabilize. Can they do it? They should have an even fight now. They're going to go for the outnumber. This the warrior has to act here. But actually, if Worms can keep this... Oh, no! Yeah, the Sin's too scared of the warrior. They're just mind-gaming each other right now. And another kill is secured here on Frey. Worms get another kill. They get another kill on the Draza. Wait, is this the end? This could be the collapse. Worms have found a way. Or rally war. Rally war. Kill's getting cleaved. Who's going to win this? Is Draza getting back up? No, it's going to be Kill getting back up. And Misha falls down in all of that cleave. And I think this actually might be the end of this game here. 55 lose another player. Misha falling over. Boyce can't hold a 1v4. Not even, he's not on Untamed anymore. He can't do that. He actually kind of does, though. As the support from Frey arrives. But I think they're just kind of playing to lose here at this stage because Boyce gets picked off. It's still very close. It's not over. Like, this could swing. There's a decap there. That's a really gnarly decap. And I think as long as Espree's able to get back into the mix, they can hold this. They can continue to hold. Thief trying to get some work done here. Goes for the decap. If Sin wins this 1v1, there's potential. He has to win, though. He's got to get this kill quickly. And to be honest... The red comp does deny value from that thief, right? Like, that was a key thing here. Sin was not able to rotate this game, really. The warrior was almost zoning him out. He couldn't leave because the warrior would decap middle. And, of course, it's a small map, right? So the warrior can kind of keep up with the thief to an extent with the mobility it has. Popping rampage and so on is very, very big. And this is the last fight. 55 have got to make it happen. They're focusing Goku. Defiance answers up, though, in just a couple of seconds. He should be fine. The support is absolutely massive. 3 minutes on the clock. 40 points left in this game. Sind not able to get the kill. Onto the warrior. He can't find it. The warrior is too tanky. It's not enough. Misha... also getting pressured here. Has a Signet up in a couple of moments to hold on. Drops the well down. The barrier is absolutely massive. They're holding on. But I'm not sure it's actually enough here for 55. Worms. I mean, look, guys. This is what the Worms love. They absolutely love this stuff, guys. They love it when you can play some crazy stuff. They love the slower games when you can cook these weird-ass bunker builds. That is where the worms shine. And even though they die, they fall here as this goes down. They know, yeah, look at them. Look, they don't care about middle. They know what they've got to do. Here they come, the convergence of the worms, the swarm of the worms, guys. I feel like I'm watching the ending fight sequence in Dune right now. Here they come. They know they've just got to hold on to this node. They may even find a kill on the Sin, and that truly would be the end of the game. He gets pulled back in. Is he going to get, because the support for 55 actually keeps him alive? But no, the Steam free player connects onto the Thief, and I think that really is going to finish this game. 500 to 400. French Worms get their revenge on the cursed map of Kylo in the grand finals. 500 points to 397. Worms with the ultimate bunker comp. 5 bunker builds for Worms. Wins the monthly AT against 55. Yeah, I mean, well, there you have it. The storyline was there, guys. They lost it in last month. They won it in Swiss. They lost it in finals. And here we have the inverse. Worms lose it in Swiss. First round even, right? Like very early on. And they cook. They get the map I think they were looking for. They were looking for that map. They were looking for that. They wanted the Kylo. Or the Skyhammer, I think, potentially. I think they would have liked to. I think they would have liked a Temple too. They definitely wouldn't want Forest, right? You don't want a Forest really with this comp. But Kylo, Legacy, yeah, that works. That can work. Maybe a Skyhammer too. And the Worms make it happen. They knew what they needed to do, and they did it. The relogs came through. The French theory craft triumphs yet again. And that's it. Worms achieve victory. Yeah. Interview? I mean, yeah, we can do a spree interview. We can make that happen.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
What's up?
I mean, so revenge, right? Like you got revenge. Like won the monthly AT versus 55. Like you beat them last month in Swiss, right? But then in the finals, didn't quite make it. But here, the reverse. And what I want to ask first, actually. So you saw what they were playing, right? Like pretty early on the tournament. Like, did you feel confident that you were going to be able to come up with a counter to that, like before the finals? Because of course, the first game you played was difficult, right? Like, it did not go super well. 55 won pretty decisively. Like, were you worried about the composition they had, or were you confident that you were going to be able to come up with something for the finals?
Teapot. I think because of the last, I mean the toll, we said like you have to hide our cook.
Yeah.
Because every time we show at the world in Swiss, and we get fucked after it. Because we were better in cook, but we didn't trust it on toll. So we tried it in Swiss, but we fucked them in Swiss easily. So we just hide our cook this time. People were worried on to chat.
Yeah.
But if you see the pronostic, I can bet all the max on us. So you should follow French move, guys. I think.
Okay. So I think the other thing there is that obviously it was Kylo, right, on the finals. Were you confident on every map? Or was because I think last time Goku was talking in chat saying that Forest was a bit scary for you guys. Was Forest still scary with this composition, or do you think you win on every map? Like, would you feel good on every map?
I think I think double chrono is completely broken, and I mean the class is completely broken. Warrior and chrono is completely broken, but they do nothing about it. It's still broken for like years. But whatever, I think it's good on every map because. What's the chief gonna do? He's gonna stuck our war on one node, and we have to play the 4v4 on the other one. And like, I mean, it's up to the 4v4. The best 4v4 we had, I mean, wins the game. So I mean, it's just up to the 4v4. Like in final, it didn't change on the map.
Okay.
Even Kylo, I think it's harder because Chief can also watch mid plus com. So I think the Nifel is easier also.
Okay. Was there any map that you really didn't want it to be? Like, was there one map that would have been scary? Temple, yeah.
Maybe Temple, but the fact that Chrono beats Chief in 1v1 is it's even good, so it's not like that bad, but I don't think it's that good as well. Like it's 50-50.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, I mean, I guess I do want to bring this up, right? Because of course we're going to be doing Motor, right? Like Motor is coming soon, and it looks like the French are performing very well, right? Like French Worms doing very well in the monthlies recently, winning a lot of, performing very well in like the 2v2 and the 3v3. Now, it feels like when it gets to the tournaments, because the rules are a little bit different. Like we play with the the class stack bans. Like you can't do that. Is that a concern for you, or do you think that French Theorycraft is like no problem? It's like easy cook.
Teapot. We screamed before 55, before Toll. We are no class stacking. They were with double war. They were playing double war power. We smashed them. They swapped to bunker war, so we had to play bunker war. After they're crying about bunker war in Toll final, as you can see in the map chat. But they were the first to play bunker war, so we had to play bunker war, and we are playing no compo stack, and we are beating them. And now, I think if we just put every good French in the same team, we can win like Mota easily.
Okay.
Easily.
All right. Okay. So I mean, like, are you worried about Team USA as well? Like, are you more worried about Team USA than 55, or do you think about the same?
Team USA, to be honest, they're gonna play the same comp as us. As always, as you can see in the final, they played the exact same comp for a reason.
Okay.
Because they always copy us.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say. I mean, do you scrim with Team USA? Is like how do they come up with the same comp? I didn't watch the NAAT. Like...
we scrim 55. I mean USA, sorry, and we came with double chrono this comp.
Yep.
Actually, with double war bunker and Azure on Kondirev, not Venji, but and we beat them pretty easily. So they swapped to this comp and.
All right.
We are mirroring, so
yeah, got some big confidence here. Got some big confidence. I definitely respect that. Very, very cool indeed. But yeah, I guess that kind of that'll about do it. Do you have any kind of final words for the for the stream? Like you want to say anything to the Worms fans? Because a lot of people look. I mean, you know this, right? You see the Twitch chat. I know you guys are in chat when you're watching the tournaments. People love the Worms, right? Definitely a popular team. Lots of fans out there, like spamming the ! Worms. Command there as well. Like any kind of final words, any shout outs for the chat or for your team?
Yes, thank you guys who are supporting us, but I think it's basically most of them they are French because when we are not playing full French there is snitch everywhere, so
Wait, what? Wait.
Yeah, Teapot.
What?
There is snitch everywhere. If they are not French, they are snitch to us. So
wait, what do you mean by that? Like if you don't play full French, like people like leak the strats, like people like
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, there you go. I guess one more thing actually. Are you planning on streaming more? Because I saw the other day we had a spree big worm face reveal actually the other day. Like are there more streams from Worms?
Yeah, I will stream more, but the fact is. We got Scream every night, so I can do Scream plus stream, So it's
that makes sense.
I don't have time to do that, so I will stream when we have no Scream, and I will stream as well World vs World because I'm playing there World vs World.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you for your time, and of course, congratulations with a decisive victory, a powerful victory there. Relatively close game, I think, in finals. Very intense. Had a couple of scary moments, but. Yeah, well played to the Worms, and of course I very much look forward to seeing you guys play in the tournament upcoming and facing off against 55 once again, and alongside all of the NA teams as well. So yeah, GG. I'll see you around. Have a good evening, my friend. I'll see you later.
See ya.
See ya. I mean, that was something there, guys.